And we are coming down.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by
Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
The dentist.
I thought it would get more. I was so ready for it. I loved that name so much.
I was just shocked.
I'm just waiting for the explanation, but
Doesn't have to be one.
Kyle, what do you expect?
The Mass Massey.
And the Rat of a Red Baron.
Muslin. Not a sponsor.
former sponsor.
You're already leaving?
He's got a pee already.
Kendall, what are you doing?
Says he can't hear.
Into the mic.
Oh.
Got him.
Oh, Kyle, you weren't plugged in.
Fucking unplugging me
That
now?
probably helps.
You unplugging me
Why
now?
would you unplug him, Kendall? Kendall, why would you unplug him?
You trying to mute me?
Kendall.
Well,
What,
unplugging
into the
your
mic, into the mic.
headphones isn't going to mute you.
God, I just want to punch Mark right in the fucking stomach.
Well, I'm just saying.
You know,
Instead,
instead
your salami today. What? Yeah, I can hear.
you should make Kendall lick Mock's belly button.
Can you hear Kyle through your headphones?
Kyle talk.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. So welcome to another episode of Getting Sports with Drunk live on the PPRN Radio Network. Now broadcasting 24-hour music.
I thought you were about to say we're about to do 24-hour shows. I was like, I gotta quit my job.
I'm going to have to leave.
Come on, man. Every other a disc golf giveaway that we get stuff.
We also get
And then
paid-
every third hour is Demi Lovato comes in and does it
you
with
paid
us.
$100.
We got to move on.
And then BB Rexer for the
Oh,
fifth.
God, we got to move on.
And she's going to dye her hair different colors every
Oh,
hour.
God. All right. Kendall,
Then
move
the
along.
voice is gonna come. That's it. She's just gonna come.
Starting lineup,
Take that how you may.
Souls.
I am drinking.
Mock found something to play with.
Good stuff.
Tangerine hazy.
Into the mic, Souls.
I am.
You're not.
You guys have been jerks to me since yesterday. All of you.
I don't know why you get so
How
mad.
have I
when we
been a
tell you
jerk to you?
Talking to the microphone.
No,
on
it's
a
been a
radio
jerk to me
show.
for like 4 days.
Got a
Look at the
point.
text messages.
Been an anabolic jerk.
Tangerine.
Nothing like a high protein jerk.
hazy New England IPA. It's handcrafted in New Britain.
What was the brewery? Sorry, I missed it.
I didn't say it.
Oh, my bad. Okay, that's why I missed it then. Because you didn't say it.
It's from Alvarum Beer Company.
All right. Mock?
Water.
Mass?
Nerd.
Also water.
Nerd.
So you guys are on water one more week, and then you can start drinking a beer on the show?
About, yeah.
About? What do you mean about?
A boot.
What do you mean about?
About.
No, but like you can drink a beer in February, right?
It's not by month. It's by when I get regulated on this diet. Moving on. What are you drinking? We'll talk
God.
about that when it's,
I'm so sad about life right now.
You gotta embrace it.
I am drinking from American Solera Brewing out of North Haven, Connecticut. Actually, I don't know what it's technically called.
Called the Rocket.
Where in North Haven?
I think it's just called Chet, but it's pitcher Rocket. So it's got like a baseball card on it. If you don't know who Rocket is, Chet the Rocket Stedman. It's the worn down ace from the hit baseball movie Rookie of the
Yeah,
Year.
got lit up.
Steve Buscemi.
Got lit up opening day by the Giants.
Also, Kyle, I am embracing being fat. I bought a shirt for the gym that says, according to the body mass index, I should be much taller.
Okay, I'm not gonna be a jerk here.
Gross.
I'm gonna say it.
That's not embracing being fat. That's embracing Minecraft.
How is that embracing?
Because you're a nerd.
Nerd.
It's a shirt a middle-aged
Kendall?
mother's going to wear to soccer practice.
Didn't we already establish that's what I am?
According to the calendar, every day is Rose Day.
All flashlights on.
Kendall, what are you drinking?
I'm gonna have some
love.
some basement beers, but I've been gifted a Seagram's Escape Strawberry Daiquiri, so I'm gonna slam this in a few moments.
No, now. Right now.
All right, now I didn't know if we were doing anything else.
On go.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Go.
It's
Wait,
a twist off.
Are these twist offs?
Well, hold on. Doesn't he need to? Don't we
They're
need
twist
to do
offs.
twist
I could've
No,
offs?
because this is like being iced.
Okay.
You have to do it like right away. On your mark, get set, I didn't say go. Put it all back.
Too
We
late.
shook it.
No, you got to do like the spiral thing so it
How
all washes
terrible.
It's
on your
also
billet.
expired.
Yeah, it's actually just period blood.
That was actually pretty
That's
impressive.
really deep in your mouth.
I'm not a good chugger. I've always been bad at it.
Well-
It tastes like...
I also wouldn't have iced you if I didn't know you didn't have a chauffeur.
No, that's right. No problem. No problem. It's like a juice box.
How many of those think you could drink in an hour?
Probably infinite.
No, seriously though.
I could probably see myself in an hour, probably close to 10.
10?
You got a problem.
That's
guy.
it? No, what do you mean? But like 10 in an hour?
So,
Like if you were straight up going for like sheer volume, I mean, I could definitely get. I think I could do 20 of those.
do
I
you
could do
think that,
20, but I wouldn't feel good after.
No, of
No.
course not.
What
Do you think one night we should sponsor a nightlight and just see how many of those we could take down?
Yeah.
I would do it.
Can we pick the wine cooler we do it with though?
Yes.
I think it's just got to be a variety pack, and it's all blind grabs.
I don't know. I'm
For straight like volume, I think everybody has to buy like a case, like a 24 pack.
yeah,
So you can
but
buy.
I think it needs to be approved by everybody else. So you
Could
can't
you
just get it.
imagine?
so like for mine, could I do Mike's Limeade?
Listen, just imagine the 5 of us in a package store. We all grab a case of Secret wine cooler.
Well, no, I want Mike's Limeade. Is that
getting
approved?
wild.
Is that approved?
I'd approve that.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Kendall's getting a case of Four Locos.
Oh my god.
You would die.
I've never had a 4 Loko.
You're not missing much.
Yeah, they're
That's
fucking
one of those things
terrible.
where like we're not mad at you for not having had that.
Jeff used to drink them a lot.
I feel
So
like
did
that,
Kendall.
I feel like that was a
Because
rite
of Jeff.
passage, though, to have one of those.
Hmm?
I feel like that was a rite of passage to have one of those.
Yeah, rite of passage of dumbassery.
Yeah,
No
those
doubt.
are awful.
No doubt.
Any toast of excellence?
I have 2.
Oh, all right.
Go ahead, Mass.
Is one to anabolic steroids?
It is not.
Steroids. Well, I said steroids.
Uh,
Steroids.
One is to Drew Brees, if he is in fact finally hanging it up.
So wait, you're doing a toast of excellence on something that hasn't happened yet? A potential toast?
Drew Brees does not give you protein.
And, well, it gives his wife protein.
That's not true. She already had 3 kids. Her tubes are tied.
Oh, I was trying to figure out what the hell Kendall was doing.
Think of the fucking protein that Phil's wife has had. No, not that much because she ain't swallowing.
So, toast to Drew Brees on an excellent career, if he is in fact calling it a career. Second one is to the Buffalo Bills fans.
You know,
who-
this guy, I called the Bills in our group chat.
Did you?
I
Yes,
did.
you
I didn't see it. Go ahead. That's yours.
Nope, go ahead.
Legitimately didn't see it.
So, my toast was going to be to the Buffalo Bills fans, because this is becoming like their new thing. You know, after Lamar Jackson got hurt in the game, and then the Bills went on to beat them, the Bills fans raised more than $360,000 to the Blessings in a Backpack charity in like Lamar Jackson's name. So this is a new thing with the Bills. I mean, they started this a few years ago with Andy Dalton.
Yep. When they beat the Ravens.
Yeah, to get them to, like, Bills fans donate money. It's a pretty cool thing.
I'm so sad that COVID was this year because the Rams played the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. I would have.
My favorite video is them putting newborns through makeshift tables.
Yeah, and not gently.
So that's part of the reason why I hope the Bills win is because Josh Allen said he's going to drive through multiple tables that are on fire. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, I think at some point the Bills are gonna be like, pump the brakes here,
Yeah.
Josh.
We
Cool the
need
Jets.
you.
My toast of excellence is to every NFL team that had every road victory that was won this year. For the first time in NFL history, by one
Wow.
game, but
Wow, even still.
yeah, it was the tie actually that really ruined it. It was 127, 128, and
Way to
one.
go, Cincinnati.
Better winning percentage
Oh,
road
right.
wise.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Is that cool, Ken?
Fuck you,
It is.
COVID.
It is cool.
Kendall, do you have one?
Yeah, kind of a lame one.
Well,
Have
you're
you had
in
a good
person,
one?
So
thanks, everyone. Just to Chad Henney coming in and sealing the deal for Kansas
fucking
City
lame, Kendall.
to win.
Okay, first
He
of
didn't
all,
seal the deal. The Browns lost that game.
Well,
Yeah.
be that as it may, he came in and
Kyle?
played enough to win.
No, he didn't. The Browns let him do whatever he wanted because they're dumb.
Hey, Browns gonna Browns.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Claypool.
I actually said that before he did.
Yeah, but it's just an immature thing to say.
Sorry, I'd like to
You're
apologize.
you're a real Antonio Brown fan. That's what you are. You're like the Antonio
Boo.
Brown fan base type of thing. Whereas like Kyle's more of like the Ryan Shaziers, like the respectable fan.
Yeah. Suck it, Ken.
Kyle?
Wow, that's kind of a
Trying to get these two Steelers fans going at it.
Kyle turning. That's kind of an Antonio Brown thing to do.
My toast of excellence is to Antonio Brown. Nah, see, I'm gonna cop out here.
You don't have one?
No, I do. My toast of excellence is to Tom Brady for getting it done again.
He hasn't gotten it done again yet.
He will. It's Tom
Although,
Brady.
congratulations, for the first time in 21 years, Tom Brady's finally made the NFC Championship game.
You know, you deserve like that bell in your ass.
This bell for the listeners.
Oh boy.
This is why we don't let you touch things.
I think what you should do is you should for the next 5 days have to do an abolic diet for that. You should have to do a very low protein diet.
Okay.
Yeah, like putting. Never mind.
Like you just have to eat butter. Not even butter, spoons of margarine,
Ugh.
and not even like Country Crock. Like you have like parquet.
Ugh.
Imagine the feet.
Great value.
Hmm?
Great value.
No, not even that. Parquet. Because even Great Value is not $1.
Yeah.
Parquet is like 70 cents.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
A little off topic.
Yeah,
here.
can we open these beers first though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Can I not drinking a beer?
I was gonna just wait a second.
What do
I
you want,
did-
Ken?
So-
just something from the.
I mean, Massey kind of touched on it, but is Breeze done? Do you guys think he comes back?
Nope.
I don't think so.
I think if he didn't get hurt, he would be back.
Yeah, I think that
I think
last
the
injury
injury
is,
sealed it.
Yeah,
So I did think it was cool. You know, after the game, you know, he was out on the field with his family. I don't know if I'm sure you guys saw the video. It was all over the place. But you know, Brady came out and they were talking for a while, and then like played with the kids. It was just, you know, say it's just, you know, I know I'm one. I don't care for Brady, but you know, these are guys that we grew up watching
Yeah.
play, who are, you know, Breeze being done. Brady's going to play a few more years, but you know that era is kind of
isn't it gonna be great when Patrick Mahomes is like playing his final game and Brady's like out like shaking his hand after the win?
Here's the thing: Tom Brady is actually a good guy, and like that's what like everybody doesn't understand. Everybody hates this man for a winning football game,
Well, no, because he has been like a douche.
but he's a douche. But he's
But
a nice dude.
But here's the thing though, like. What is the douchey thing that you're saying he's a douche for? Like running up the score?
No.
Like flipping out on his teammates for like missing blocks and
No, because
So,
we've seen a lot of quarterbacks. I mean,
so like then what? Like what's his douche thing? Like what's the? Yeah, you can drink it. I don't care.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's leaking, but sure.
it's empty.
I just want to like I'm not shitting on you. I just want to know what the douche thing is that he does. Like I want to get inside, especially now that he's gone out and regardless of beating or losing to the Packers, he has proven that he's not a system quarterback. They run a completely different system down in Tampa, and he's made it to the NFC Championship game.
In his 40s.
In his 40s, and if he loses, he's going to lose to a team that has a similarly explosive offense with a better defense. The only thing that they have him beat on is I think Arians is a better head coach than LaFleur.
Hey, what was the final stat line against Ramsey with Adams?
I don't know.
I was trying to track it, but then
We'll get back to it. But I'm serious. I want to get inside the heads. Now, one thing we've talked about a billion times. We're not going to get into it. What I've never understood. I understand like where you live, blah blah blah. But like I've never understood Giants fans hating Tom Brady. Like you own him. Like I've never understood it. Like I get where you live and blah blah blah. And
that's always kind of the thing.
But like hating fans is different than hating a team. Like I don't hate the Phillies, but their fans are absolutely terrible. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't hate like the Eagles. Well, I do dislike the Eagles, but like I hate their fans more than anything. But like their fans, it's not the reason why. Like I hate Bruins fans, but I don't hate the Bruins. But like so, what's the douchey thing? Like why don't people like him other than winning?
So it does, at least I believe, stem from that. I mean, because why do people hate the Yankees?
No, I understand.
But what I mean is, so like when we were growing up,
Chris Jankowski.
But like, I want to know like what you said he was a douche. Like, what is it? What's he douchey about? Like we ruled out that it's not his yelling at teammates on the sidelines for missing blocks, dropping passes. It's not taking deep shots when they're up 21 points in the fourth quarter to score a touchdown. So like, what's the what makes him a douche? Because winning doesn't make you a douche.
No, I mean they earned they earned their championships. I mean, he's one of the greatest to ever play.
Greatest.
One of.
Greatest.
Is Tom Brady a better quarterback than Jerry Rice was a wide receiver?
I don't think you can compare.
We're not doing this grilled cheese debate, man.
It's a melt, and I mean, a lot of the stuff too is just like the persona off. I mean, none of us know him personally, but just he went from like a normal guy and then was like the fashion model Brady. I don't know. I mean, none of us know him personally.
I think he's a fashion model, Brady, because of his wife.
But I mean, but you also always see a lot of stuff of like his press conference before the Super Bowl, like talking about like his dad being his hero, like you like the stuff he does like for charity, the stuff he does with his kids, like all the things like what he did with Breeze, like I mean, like after the game, like what about like there's all those things too. Like the only thing besides winning, the only thing that I can really ever pinpoint that like people could be like, oh, I don't like Tom Brady, would be because of like his antics in game, yelling at offensive linemen for missing blocks, yelling at receivers or running backs for drops or bad cuts, running up the score. But that's the same thing that everybody loves Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes for. Mahomes doesn't do the whole yelling thing, but Mahomes throws 70-yard touchdowns to Tyreek Hill up 14, 20 points with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers has made a career off of like being up 21 points and, oh, there's a free play, I'm taking a 75-yard shot to Devontae Adams. And no one hates them for that. So it doesn't make any sense to me. I guess my problem is Aaron Rodgers so loved because he doesn't win?
I think
is that what it is?
I think a big difference too is, in Aaron Rodgers, they don't have the controversy around that the Patriots had, where you had the Tuck rule and Spygate. You had all these things happening that didn't happen to these other quarterbacks.
But so then you cross brand that with baseball, and like the majority of baseball fans don't hate Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, like all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like the only fan base that really like always sticks to their guns about hating like a member of their team are New York fans. Like a lot of New York fans hate A-Rod, a lot of New York fans hate Tiki Barber, and whether it be justified or not, you know what I mean? But like there's not a lot of baseball fans that hate Barry Bonds. There's not a lot of baseball fans that hate Mark McGwire, that hate Sammy Sosa, that hate all these guys that cheated. You know what I mean? Like it's why I'm like it's because he won. That's what it is. They hate him because he wins, and I never really understood that either because he won 3. Was he got 6 rings or 7?
6.
He won 3 Super Bowls, and I get he was in a bunch of AFC Championship games and 2 Super Bowls, but he won 3 championships, and then they didn't win another championship for what, like a decade?
It was a long time, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like he won 6 Super Bowls in 12 years. He won 3 and 4, and then he won what, 3 and 5?
I think so.
Something like that, and then he made it to 2 Super Bowls, and like the only team, in my opinion, outside of the AFC East that really does have any reason to have a serious gripe against Tom Brady is the Steelers because he embarrassed them time and time again in the AFC Championship games. Not to be cruel, but that's the only other team.
Right, and that's a big reason that I have a problem. I don't. For me, I think it's all encompassing. Like, after he won the 6 Super Bowls, like I can't be mad anymore because I mean there's. He won.
Can Rams fans hate him?
No.
Why? He beat us twice.
Yeah, but that second one, you guys didn't even show up.
Yeah.
Defense showed up. The offense just forgot to get off the plane.
It was like
So, back to the whole screaming at the players thing. I kind of really like that about him.
no. I'm just like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it if you Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. Like Peyton Manning could have done it. Like guys that like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Those guys have not only earned the right through their play, but are the unspoken guaranteed leaders of those teams. They have the right to put a player in their place and correct them, whether it be aggressively or not. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, but in a game situation, if it's the 4th quarter with 4 minutes left and it was 3rd and 1 and he missed a key block, you're not going to be like, hey, guy, next time just, make sure you get that. You're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, it's a game. Like,
so, remember...
Like if the Saints play, like, the only... You know what I mean? Like, that's it. If Taysom Hill was there, it would have been a double reverse run for Taysom Hill. Like...
So did he not play?
No.
Why?
Knee injury.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, in that game... A Saints player went offsides, and it would have been a free play, but the guy pointed it out, so that's why it wasn't a free play. And you see Tom Brady literally saying, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, he's pissed.
Well, let's be real. It had nothing to do with that. It's Aaron Rodgers has a patent on the free play because it's blown dead for every other quarterback. But Aaron Rodgers is always like, let's see what he does.
They said it would have been a free play if he didn't point it out.
So that's what it is. It's if it's not pointed and like if there's not like if they don't have like a direct line to the quarterback. So like if the guy jumps off sides and they snap it, but the guy's already like past the line, then they blow it dead because the quarterback's about to get killed.
I mean, I don't want to like argue this to death, but I just feel like I watched plenty of Rodgers. I think he throws the ball so fast that just like
he gets rid of it quick.
But like even so, the pointing happens and he still throws it. And it's
Right,
like,
I know what you guys are talking about. Like I've seen a lot of plays where like the offensive lineman on the Packers pointed out, and Rodgers still gets to take that 60-yard deep shot. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like no matter what the situation, like I've seen snaps where like against the Bears where there was one last year, Khalil Mack jumped off sides and was past the left tackle and was about 2 feet from Rodgers, and then he threw a 30-yard pass to Devontae Adams. Like, Khalil Mack was going to rip his head off. Like, there was no doubt. Like, he had no one in front of him. Rodgers got the ball and just threw it real quick. Like, Devontae Adams just sprinted. He lofted it. The secondary was just like, oh, it's going to be a blown dead play. And that's on them for falling asleep. You play to the whistle. But, like, anyway, we're not going to argue about that. But the point is like, it's just all. What I'm more interested in talking about is when are refs gonna just figure it out? That's what I want to know.
never is the answer.
I mean, neither here nor there. I think it's a dumb rule. I don't have an alternative to it because there isn't one about the fumbling out of the back or out of the end zone being a touchback and the team gets the ball back. I don't have an alternate to it because what are you gonna do? You're gonna reward them with the ball at the 1 type of thing. Like I mean, do you reward them with the because if it went out of bounds and it wasn't recovered, like do you reward them where the ball was jarred loose? Because I mean, if the ball, if you fumble and the ball goes 27 yards up the field and rolls out of bounds, but not in the end zone, the offense keeps the ball at that spot. Like that's where they get it. So like I feel like it's, but whatever. But the point being is like, but I mean, it was blatant helmet to helmet. Yeah. I mean, not only did he hit him in the helmet, because Kyle and I almost got into a very heated argument about it, because he was like, it wasn't a helmet hit. And I'm like, what?
It was a bad hit.
But not only was it a helmet hit, but he lowered his head and drove with the crown of his helmet, literally the definition of what not to do, right into the side. Was it Peoples-Jones, right?
No, it was Higgins.
Shot Higgins.
Drove the crown of his helmet right into the side of Higgins' helmet. That is 1,000% the definition of targeting, helmet to helmet, unnecessary roughness, all of it.
It was interesting. I didn't even see it right away because I was so focused on the fumble aspect and the touchback, and it's like, oh, what is this big dispute about? It wasn't until I saw the play in replay. It's like, oh well, yeah,
right. Like I mean, like
what do you think?
It's one thing if like he got hit and like Higgins was braced for it and didn't move, but his whole head snapped to the sideline pretty much when he got hit.
What do you think about a rule change where it says if you fumble it out of the back of the end zone, it's still your ball on the 1 yard line, but you lose a down?
I wouldn't even give it to him at the 1. Take it from where it was and lose it down.
But what if you fumble it in the end zone?
That's what it doesn't matter. Go back to where you were and lose it down.
Yeah.
I don't like this touchback because it is really annoying.
Well, no, you can't fumble it in the end zone.
No, that's true. You have to have possession.
It's it would either be an incomplete or a complete pass.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to catch it, get both feet in, they're going to knock it out and then recover it. Like it would either be an incomplete or a touchdown or a pick.
If it fumbles, if you were at the 20, take it back at the 20, but you lost that down.
I think that's fair.
I mean,
see, but I think it should be further. I think what it should be is, I mean, I know it's almost always going to be at the 1, but from the rest of the rules of what fumbling is, I think it should wherever the ball was jarred loose. So if you're diving for the pylon and you get hit at the 3 and the ball travels forward and out the side of the end zone, then you get the ball at the 3. And if that was 3rd and goal, now it's 4th and goal at the 3.
Yeah,
because it was still a completed down. Mm-hmm. If you're a running back and it's 3rd and 12 and they give you the ball, you run 6 yards, get hit, fumble, and it goes out of bounds. It's 4th and 6 now.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
That's what it should be. It doesn't make any sense why it's given as a turnover. It's the only rule in all of football that where it's blatantly fucks the offense and helps the defense. Other than that, everything else blatantly fucks the defense. I mean, you look at penalties. Penalties, with the exception of encroachment and offsides, is always a first down no matter what. It's a first down and yards.
Yes.
Whereas for offense, the only thing that can cause you to lose downs and yards is intentional grounding. Everything else, you just lose yards, but you keep your downage. No matter what.
Yep.
Even offensive pass interference. But defensive pass interference, it's 15 yards and a first down.
Yeah.
Well, defensive pass is a spot foul.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Well, it depends. If it's within 15 yards, it's a 15-yard penalty. If it's beyond 15, it's spot foul.
Yeah. But that's what why is offensive holding a replay of down and a 10-yard penalty, but defensive holding is 5 yards and a whole new set of downs?
Right.
Well, is it automatic first, or does it depend
No,
where?
automatic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Automatic first. The only two defensive penalties that aren't automatic first downs are encroachment and offsides. Or is it encroachment and offsides? Yeah.
Or the neutral zone.
Yeah, neutral zone in front.
Not a first down.
Well,
It depends on the yardage.
Yes.
Line of scrimmage
And those
plays on the defense.
Yeah, those are all fairly similar
Encroachment,
penalties.
Yeah, because what is it? Lined up in the neutral zone means that's where you are
Before the snap.
before the snap. Encroachment means you caused a false start,
Correct.
and then offsides is you jump too early when the ball's hiked, type of thing. That's like a bang bang play, that the work. It has to work.
Yeah, I just feel like, and we've just said it, the penalties on offense and defense should equal out. The what happens, the penalties should be equal. However you have to do it.
The NFL doesn't care, though. They want big offensive games.
No, but you're right. They do want them, but
that's the
these
thing,
have stood forever.
Yeah, these rules have been around when defense won championships, not when offense won championships.
No. My point is they're not going to change them.
No, I understand that, but it's
yeah, it's just a disconnect, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Imagine if football played like it was in the 80s.
It doesn't have. It's not the physical aspect though. That's not what it is.
I'm just saying, imagine if it was.
But it doesn't have to be. There are ways to do this where player safety and good quality football can happen together. And they keep going for these home run type of moves where it's let's do challenging of pass interference.
There's so many things they changed that really just need to be changed.
I think on paper that sounded good because, the few years before we saw such terrible, errors with that. So I think on paper everyone's like, this is going to be awesome. And then when we had the actual we're like, this is terrible.
Well, and here's the thing too. NFL are a lot snobbier than any other sports refs. Well, except for maybe baseball. Baseballs are like this was my call, get over it. It's not changing. You know what I mean?
What about NBA refs?
No, NBA refs will go to the monitor time and time again to make sure the right play was called. NBA refs will do it as far as ruling that a 3-point shot was made and letting 7 consecutive minutes of basketball go, and then go back and watch that 3-point shot 7 minutes later and come back out and go, his foot was on the line, it's a 2. Because they want it to be ruled correctly. NFL refs, the pass interference thing was never going to work because they don't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
That they don't want to look like idiots. That's what it is. Because everybody's always gunning for an NFL ref's job. Always. And, I mean, you see it all the time. Baseball has it. You have umps where the strike zone is extended up. Somewhere it's extended left, type of thing. And it's the same thing. I mean, you have refs where, the head coach is scouting. All right, these guys don't call holding penalties. Offensive holding. They don't. And these guys call it all the time. So, when these guys are reffing, get a little extra in there. They're going to call it. Don't grab them by the face mask.
Yeah.
But, you want to get your fingers up in those pads a little more and make sure they can't get around, go ahead. I don't know. It's just... I mean, maybe I'm the minority in it, but I just feel like it's a revolving door of continuing to create a bad product. But because it's football and it's only on for X amount of weeks and it's one day a week that you get to really watch football, no one will ever care. They'll bitch and moan about it, but they'll be like, but it's football, so who cares? But baseball can be scrutinized left and right because it's 162 games and you play 8 straight days.
Yeah. No, I think it's a fair assessment, and I think to put a cherry on it, all these networks now have a rules official in explaining every aspect of the game to you, and it's like it creates that much for the viewer to scrutinize and this and that.
My favorite thing is like people like being like, we got to speed up MLB games, and it's like statistically they're still shorter than NFL games. Like there have been times where I've put something in the oven for 20 minutes at the 2-minute warning, and it's been done before the half was over. Like that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but that's fucking absurd. And I don't know.
No, I think we're in agreement.
No,
yeah,
we're not. Because you're a slave to football.
That's true.
You would watch it no matter how shitty the product was.
I mean, I don't know what it would take for me to stop.
You would still watch it if they turned it into flag football.
I like flag football.
Yeah, my point exactly.
Do,
you watch arena football when you can.
Do you guys think Mahomes goes this week?
Yes.
What's the length of concussion protocol?
So, my understanding is it's just how they progress through it. I don't know if there's
You have to be ruled okay to go by an independent doctor and the team doctor.
So that's what I mean. But it's not like hey, you're definitely out 7 days. Like you can progress through as long as both doctors say you're good. I mean, he was wobbly. He
there
came
was
up,
no dizzy. Somebody would have called that a TKO if that was.
He got it and fell over. I mean, and it's always a good indicator when you see the other players are instantly like, "Hey,
he's not good.
Get out here." I had an argument with a guy at work today. I didn't think it was a dirty hit. I mean, Mahomes dove.
Yeah, there was nothing dirty.
I didn't think like when you see it in real time, you're like, all right, yeah, he grabbed, but Mahomes is diving. The guy's coming in to make the tackle.
Nobody would be bitching if that was a wide receiver.
No, but it's just the guy was around, but I don't think it was a bad hit.
It was just awkward.
Just the way exactly. It was momentum and just the way it went, and he happens to get and no one wants to see, especially in the play. Like, yes, Mahomes being out of the game gives the other team a better, but like these teams want to beat. These teams want to beat Mahomes, and
it's no fun to say you beat the backup.
Everyone's beat Chad Henne.
Listen, he had some good runs.
It's hopefully he plays. Because he's fun to watch, but he was a little weak-legged.
Oh, for sure. It was interesting that when they showed him one more time in the blue tent, he did seem better for what it's worth.
They hit him with those salts, man.
Oh yeah,
they probably juiced him up.
Yeah.
So being that we have 4 teams left and none of us have a horse in the race for this, does anybody want to predict a Super Bowl or hop on a bandwagon ahead of time?
State Farm Bowl, Kansas City, Green Bay.
Okay.
That's what you want?
No, that's not what I want, but that's what it's going to be.
I asked what you want.
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard what I wanted.
So the
to hear.
Bucks and who? Who do you want the Bucks to play?
I think I want Buffalo, Tampa Bay. That's what I want.
Don't think. We all knew it was Buffalo.
And Tampa Bay.
I want Buffalo.
I want Buffalo, Tampa Bay, and I think it will be Buffalo, Tampa Bay, regardless if Mahomes plays or not.
I do too. I think it's going to be Buffalo, Green Bay. I want Buffalo to come out on top, though. I'm all on the Buffalo bandwagon for this one.
I know like these two would never jump on it. I really wanted Cleveland to win that game. Only from the standpoint of like not even to like be a one of the like Cleveland like Dick Riders or the Mayfield fanatics or anything like that. It just like if the Browns had won, it would have been cool to know that no matter what, a team that's never won a Super Bowl has a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
And now
from the AFC side,
well, like,
okay.
But like they would have had a chance. It wouldn't have mattered who won that game. They would have had a chance.
Yeah.
And now it's like
if Buffalo doesn't win,
then it's going to be another. I mean,
it's going to be a repeat.
Right. I mean, to say at the end of the day, like even if the Packers, even if the Packers win it, I mean, it's been what, like almost 10 years since the Packers won.
Yeah.
But they won 2011, 12.
I think it was 10.
Yeah,
10.
10. Even same thing.
And Tampa, it'll be what, 20 almost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they win 0-2.
0-2, I think.
Yeah.
Good old Gruden days.
Yeah.
Fucking Rich Gannon really shit the bed on that one. And it wasn't Gruden's team; it was Dungy's team.
No.
This is
You're
true.
not wrong. Kyle, Mock, do you guys have anybody that you want to win? What you guys think the matchup's going to be?
Who do I want to win, or who do I want to go?
Who do you want to win?
I want it to be Buffalo, Tampa. I want Tampa to win.
Okay. Just so what we talked about earlier.
I mean, I think it'd be cool to prove the doubters wrong.
Okay.
And I also there's a lot of I like a lot. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if Buffalo won by any stretch of the imagination. But I mean, I like a lot of the guys on Tampa. I like Mike Evans. I think it would be a cool story for Antonio Brown. I think it,
Hey, do you think the Bills start another lose 4 in a row streak?
Could you imagine?
What if they do it in reverse? They win 4 now.
Hey, that'd be cool.
Could you imagine if they lost 4?
Yeah.
I think
They'd
there
have
would
to-
be mass suicides. In
They'd have to
Buffalo.
close the city.
Here's the thing, and just to be a real dick, and I mean this so lovingly, if they win 4 in a row, I hope the next 3 come at beating the Steelers in the AFC Championship game.
How come?
Because I just want to see what Kendall has to say about it.
I'd be disappointed.
No, he wouldn't, because he'd be rooting for Buffalo.
Mock,
Right after the Steelers, we go, well, I want Buffalo to win.
Hey, would Hauschka get a ring if the Bills win?
No, because he's
No.
not on the roster.
I mean, maybe if
unless they decided to give it
if
to
they
one,
said, screw you, Bass, we're giving it to Hauschka.
which Bass is really good. So,
Man.
do you have a bandwagon that you're going to hop on? You can say no
For the playoffs. For the
playoffs.
playoffs.
I mean, I've kind of been enjoying watching the Packers in the playoffs.
Okay.
I would like to see Green Bay and Buffalo.
Who do you want to come out on top?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, really, I would
If
like to
that's the
see
game
either
you
of
want
them.
to watch, and you can just enjoy it as it
Yeah.
happens. Kyle,
Buffalo, Tampa.
do you have a bandwagon that you want to hop on for the playoffs?
No.
No.
I don't hate any of the 4 teams.
All right, that's fair. I'm gonna hijack the last 15 minutes of this just because I have the rest of the show planned out, and then I want to give Kyle a little bit of time to talk about baseball because he said he wanted to.
You don't have to do it today.
He's giving you permission.
All I care is that if Buffalo does lose the next 4 Super Bowls, I hope they have a Cornelius Bennett on the team. Because that guy, I feel so bad for.
Oh man, where's Chris Craig? Is this
He-
his year?
No, it is his year, but
Because Cornelius Bennett, man, I feel so bad for that guy.
Who the fuck is Cornelius?
He was a linebacker and went to all 4 Super Bowls with Buffalo and then signed a free agent deal with the Falcons and then lost the next Super Bowl.
So he lost 5 rings.
5 straight Super Bowls.
big bummer.
He's 4th all time in Super Bowl appearances and has never won one.
You know,
That's fucking
it had to
sucks.
start when he was in Atlanta and be like, all right, here we are, fresh squad.
The only thing more poetic would have been if Atlanta lost to Buffalo.
That would have been awesome.
So what's going on? You're going to take up the next 15 minutes and then Kyle's going to talk about baseball?
for 15 minutes, and then we'll go into a break if Kyle wants to.
That's fine.
You'll take your 15 minutes and you'll like it.
It's 15 minutes more than you were supposed to get.
Just because I don't know how long the other 2 segments are going to take. That's why I'm.
All right, well, go.
Quick off topic, I didn't get to ask it before.
Go ahead.
Is the Cookie Crisp mascot a wolf or a dog?
It's
a
It
wolf.
used to be a dog, now it's a wolf.
It howls like a
So
wolf.
we were both right.
Okay.
It's a wolf.
Wanted
Shut
to
the
make
fuck
sure.
up.
Did you do your homework, Souls, for your Souls Top 10?
No, I didn't know. I didn't
Deshaun
do it.
Watson. Now, here's a guy who wants out of Houston.
Dude, you need to stop talking like Collinsworth.
I look at Kendall every time I do that. A lot of people are saying that he's not coming back, and I think he's pretty much said it himself that he doesn't want to be back without saying it. A lot of suitors have emerged, from the Dolphins to the 49ers to the Bears.
Can I talk about something that's on topic with kind of being off topic?
Go ahead.
What baffles me is all these fucking people that are like, oh, the whole Watson thing, the big turmoil, I don't want the Texans job. Why would you not? Best case scenario, franchise quarterback. Worst case scenario, lots of fucking draft picks for the franchise quarterback. Like, either way, it's a dream scenario. You're walking into an all-star franchise quarterback, or you're going to get all the picks you want to assemble the team you could ever want.
They may
How
not-
dumb can you fucking be?
They may not like the owner.
Who gives a fuck?
That's why people don't want to go to Washington.
That guy, he's not going to be owning the team much longer.
Yeah. now.
People want to go to Washington.
There's only two teams that make sense to trade for Watson:
Okay, go ahead, Kyle.
the Jets and the Dolphins.
Okay.
Oh my God.
No, it's not because of the two. I think it's because of the Dolphins because give the Texans their pick back. Like that's
They have to give more than their pick back.
No, I know, but I'm just explaining like just for this year alone.
It makes no sense for the Dolphins to trade for Watson.
I don't see why they would do it.
I think it would be the dumbest thing they could do.
And the Jets make a lot of sense because they
They
have
have
a
the
lot
number
of
two
they have a
pick.
lot of draft capital
Yeah.
already. They have a ton of draft picks, and you're essentially trading Fields or Darnold for
Or
Watson.
both.
The Jets need more than a quarterback, though.
But they don't.
But they do.
More than a quarterback. They don't to what? Make the playoffs?
No, not make the playoffs, but like
Well, then what's the point?
they're not like yeah, their records show that they were terrible, but they played in a lot of games. So I think if they get Deshaun Watson, it makes them,
A 5-win team?
and people are going to want to go there and play there. People don't want to go there right now.
People are always going to want to go to a New York team because they're going to get top dollar, they're going to live in the big city, and they're going to get all the media coverage they want, win or loss.
Mm-hmm.
People will always want to play for a New York team.
I think if it came down to the two, like, oh, it's going to be the Dolphins or the Jets, I think it would be the Jets all the way. Just from an aspect, too, like, I think a majority of the season, a lot of stock was in, you know, hey, we're going to end up with the number one pick. And then things changed, you know.
The Jets thing depends fully. It depends on what are the Texans looking for in return for Watson.
Yeah.
Do they want draft picks or are they looking for something else? Because if they're looking for a quarterback option, like they're gonna acquire picks and probably package picks to, you know, maybe move up a little bit to get like Fields or something like that or whatever. Because what pick do they have?
Who?
They
Texans.
don't have a first.
They don't have
Oh,
one.
right. Okay. So they're going to look to get a pick and then maybe package picks to move up and whatever and blah, blah, blah. But, like, are they going to go after the quarterback in the draft this year? Because they'd have to, like, no matter, whatever they get for Watson, they're going to have to give more. Because, like, the Jets, what pick do the Jets have?
Two.
The Jets aren't giving the second pick for Watson. It'd be like the second pick for Watson. Straight up. Because the Jets can like get this guy. Like that's what why are the Jets going to trade the second pick and
for a known commodity? You don't know what you're getting in Justin Fields.
But the Jets need so much more than a quarterback.
I'm not disagreeing.
No, I understand that. So, but the Jets would have to give up more than the number 2 pick.
Yes, absolutely.
So you're giving up
all these cornerstone pieces that you can make.
You're giving up picks for more things you need.
Right.
To address one thing.
Right.
Right.
Like Miami traded away all these guys to commit to this kind of what turned out to be very quick rebuild, essentially for them. You know, they would have been a playoff team in the NFC. And to then turn around and just blow
it all up again for Deshaun.
You're not blowing it up. Like, you're definitely making the team better. Like, Deshaun Watson probably makes them a playoff team this year. But you're also sending a message to the team that, hey, every single one of you is dispensable. You're just a cog in our machine.
Yeah.
We're not building this team with you. We're building this team without you. You don't matter to us. If you don't do what we're looking for, we will go out and get somebody else. We will not work with you. 1 year of Tua. That's all they... 1
Not
year.
even.
That's what I'm saying. Like, 1 year. I mean, like, that's what happened to Josh Rosen.
Yep.
And I don't think that's what Miami's going to do with Tua.
I don't either.
So if they're looking like, let's say the Jets aren't, because what good does getting Darnold do them?
Oh, Houston getting Darnold?
Yeah, is Darnold? What year is Darnold? This is his third. This was his third year.
Fourth year he's going into.
He's going into.
Did they give him an extension for the 5th year? Did they?
I don't think
they
it
did.
yet.
So
Let me double
then,
check.
well, if they didn't give it to him, then they can't even trade him because he's a free agent.
Well, no. So he's signed his next season. I believe he's still under contract.
So they picked up
Correct.
the 5th year option.
No,
He's
so
going into
he's
his
going
fourth year.
into his fourth.
So he's
year.
going into his 4th year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this past year was his 3rd year.
It was his
Correct.
third year.
Okay. So you're getting Sam Darnold for a year, and when he's traded, you can't pick up the 5th year option
Correct.
and get him at the rookie contract rate, even if it is high because it's a first round pick. So you're committing to 1 year with this guy. So you're basically saying we're going to lose.
The whole thing, because when the Jets, started their year, no one plans to lose a bunch of games, and you get into a position where you're 0-9 now, and management says, oh, it's still Adam Gase's team, so it's like, hey, they're playing for the first pick. Season ends, you're 2-14. Hey, Adam Gase isn't going to be fired. Next day, he's fired. So then, any plans you had in week 1 of the season, it's now totally different. Your head coach is gone. Your strategy is gone. You have a new guy coming in. It's totally different playbook now.
And that's the other thing, too. You have 1 year left on Darnold's deal. Is this new guy, is he going to want Deshaun Watson? Who, here's the thing. We've seen it time and time again in the NFL. Regardless if he's happy or not with Houston's situation, what's going to say that this doesn't happen again with the next team Deshaun Watson's on?
Yeah.
Well, the thing that most people are missing, too, is that Deshaun gets to essentially choose where he goes. Because he has a no-trade clause, so he can decide who he waives that for.
But irrelevancy, because, it's going to be who's in the running, what teams can offer, and blah, blah, blah. So, a team has to also make this decision, do I want that? I'm seeing now that this guy is willing to cause a cancerous problem in an organization. Do I want that? Even if he is a franchise quarterback?
See, I see the point you're making, and I do think that GMs will think that, but also look what's happened to the Texans. Bill O'Brien dismantled that team.
Yeah.
The rock of that franchise could also be looking to be released this offseason.
So here's my message on that to everybody who's watched football. Where have you been for 15 years? This isn't anything new. This is what Houston does. Yep. They did it to Andre Johnson. They did it to Arian Foster. They did it to Brian Cushing. They did it to what's the fucking cornerback there? What's his name?
Jonathan Joseph.
Jonathan Joseph. They've done it to players time and time again.
David Carr.
This wasn't a Bill O'Brien thing. But this wasn't a Bill O'Brien thing. This has been happening for 15 years.
No, I know. But what I mean is, a couple years ago, we were looking at the Texans like they could potentially, start a Super Bowl contending run. They were looking like a team that was going to be on the upswing.
But go back to the Andre Johnson, Arian Foster days. They were Super Bowl contending teams then. They were making playoff runs year after year, making the playoffs. They were a good team.
Kyle, where did Andre Johnson go to school?
Miami.
I think, to what started to shift it, and I don't know exactly how I feel with this, especially because Watson's so young, but the owner came out and said, hey, we're gonna input on the GM and head coach, and then they hire the GM with that. So, I don't know if the players should really have.
They shouldn't.
Much. There's going to be, your Brady's and that. Yeah, if they say, hey, I think you can listen to them and value their opinion, but Watson's only been in the league a few years.
Deshaun Watson hasn't earned anything
he hasn't earned
close to
that.
Right.
Exactly. So, if the owner says, hey, we're going to let you in on the process, and then kind of keeps him out. I could see why he's frustrated.
What it comes down to, that conversation should have never happened.
It should have.
There's no reason for it.
Exactly.
But
it did happen.
It did happen.
You know
right?
what I mean?
But the situation is also exacerbated by the social media. Sports Center is telling us that Deshaun Watson will be, can be a considering factor of the next head coach hire. Then suddenly, tons of people are talking about it. Then it's a thing. It becomes a thing when it's reported on by sports media. Like we said, it should have never happened, and it should not have come to this situation. But here it is, and now we're just seeing yet another player who's got a stink about something, and it's modern football.
It's another diva that's letting social media dictate everything.
Yep,
that's all it is.
And they'll get his way. Antonio Brown got his way.
I think another lot of things that have to do with it is the whole JJ Watt thing. JJ coming out bashing the team and everything. I think. Not in a bad way. J.J. Watt said what was on his mind, and we all respected that. Mm-hmm. And I think that put in his head as well. The team just gave up, and that there is a lot of offensive talent on that team. There's no defensive talent, but there's a lot of offensive talent. I think a lot of it just got put in his head as well with that whole
situation.
Yeah, we saw it at the end when J.J. Watt was apologizing to Watson for them wasting a year of his youth. I hope that a team doesn't look at it and say that he's the prime. I think it's a lot of and just the way things panned out. And Antonio Brown kind of just went crazy, like out of nowhere. I mean that was kind of a shock that he went off the deep end the way he did.
I don't think anybody is blaming Watson.
No.
I think, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, but that's where I was going to go. And I mean, Paul was just touching on. I mean, the Texans have been a misguided franchise for a long time, and now they have a star, and they can't, not that they have to make him happy, but I mean, you draft this guy you had talent around, you took talent away from him, and
didn't use your picks wisely.
Yeah. So I mean, I hope that a team takes the shot and brings him in where he can be a successful NFL quarterback.
And a lot of people are also saying the 49ers.
I could see that one.
And
would kill me.
I don't see it. Because the 49ers, one, are a big run-heavy team. Deshaun Watson's a passer. Another thing, are they ready to give up on Garoppolo already?
Yes.
Because the one here was healthy, he took him to the Super Bowl.
He didn't take them to the Super Bowl, and don't even start to pretend that. Their run game and their defense brought them to that Super Bowl.
Okay.
Well, we've had this conversation. We won't dive into that.
When healthy, the 49ers are a Super Bowl contending team.
Yes.
They also have one of the worst receiving cores in all of football.
Hey, you put some respect in Brandon Ayuk.
I won't. Their fucking receiving core is fucking terrible.
Okay.
Their receiving core is a bunch of fucking washed up has-been bullshit
Garoppolo
fuckers.
hasn't played terrible to get his job. He hasn't played terrible enough to get kicked out of his starting
He
job.
hasn't played terrible enough to do it, but he's not worth the price tag that they're paying him.
See, that to me is why the trade can make sense, because I think for a lot of teams, Watson's cap hit can be the deterrent to not do it, because to just take on a contract like that you didn't sign can be hard to plan for. But the Niners, that's almost like a clean swap.
All right, so then let me ask you this question: so how many? No players involved. What does the trade have to somewhat look like to get Watson? What does the team have to?
49ers?
No, just in general. What's the team?
Firsts,
at least 3 firsts.
2 seconds, maybe 3. And
That's too much right there.
That's too much.
I can see maybe 2 firsts, a 4th, and a 6th.
I think you're going to get 3 firsts. Just going off other trades that we've seen, Ramsey was
let's
2
say
firsts.
let's say it's 3 firsts. So
right, but that's everything. A quarterback. This is a proven.
So let's go off 3 firsts then. We'll wrap this up. Let's go through 3 firsts. We'll go through there. So Garoppolo and Watson wash each other's cap out. So you're just pretty much doing a player for player swap. Now, us as a bunch of dumbass, stupid podcast people are sitting here making all these assumptions about the player that Jimmy Garoppolo is. So, Lord knows what is an NFL GM, people that get paid full-time jobs to do this, think of Jimmy Garoppolo and what the 49ers have accomplished with or without him. So, do the 49ers have to give up Garoppolo and 3 first-round picks?
I think so.
So then the 49ers don't do that trade.
Well, so here's the thing. I think they cut Jimmy this year.
But why?
Because the 49ers have a high enough draft pick that they can take one of the kids. I assume
that's a waste of a pick, because with Garoppolo, they're a contending team.
But they're also paying him $30 million, and they have to start paying other players.
Yeah, but every team deals with that.
But, okay. Who do they have to pay? Okay, because
I'll go on over the
Richard Sherman, he's gone.
He's gone. I agree.
All right, Jason Verrett, he's gone because he's kind of whatever. He's a flash in the pan of what he was in San Diego.
But so Kyle, I'm going to take what you said earlier. When he's healthy,
okay, yeah.
How many years has he been healthy?
1.
Who?
Okay, but when he was healthy this year, were the 49ers not winning games?
They were.
Okay,
but how long did he stay healthy for?
Okay, but they also shut him down. He was going to come back, but they shut him down because they were out of the contention.
I understand that, but the point is...
But if they were in that playoff race, they would have...
He would have come back.
Yes.
I agree with you.
So what's
Kyle,
the difference?
He can't stay healthy. That's another big concern.
So you know what you do? You address your offensive line. Because he got sacked and got hurt this year.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm 100% on board with you. But the point is, there's tons of quarterbacks that take sacks and don't end up hurt like he does.
But that's also, that's how he got hurt this year.
Deshaun Watson got hurt from taking sacks.
Deshaun Watson
has missed games almost every year except for this year.
He got injured for the whole year because of practice. He tore his ACL.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I forgot he missed a year.
Almost. He missed almost a year.
When?
That was his rookie year, right?
Yeah,
His rookie year.
Yeah,
he only
tore
threw.
his
Yeah, he
ACL.
threw for like 1,200 yards.
I completely forgot about that. Who was their starting quarterback that year?
He sucked. TJ Yates.
Was that TJ
He
Yates
played
last
at
year?
one point.
He was
Oh
on
my
the
God,
squad for sure.
Ryan Mallett got a couple starts.
like everybody gets hurt.
I agree with you.
Daniel Jones gets hurt. So are the Giants ready to write him off?
Probably.
Big Ben got hurt numerous of times through his career. Was he worth being cut?
But he also won them a Super Bowl.
Th-
He won them.
You want to talk about that? No, he did not win him the Super Bowl. Their defense won the Super Bowl.
All right. So
Okay.
but your argument was that
No. But I played your argument.
okay. That's fine.
But the Steelers kept him, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But would you not agree that
They're not the same player, no. But I'm going back to your argument where you're saying the 49ers should give up on Garoppolo. Garoppolo fits that system of a quarterback.
He certainly does.
Deshaun Watson does not. He is not the same player, and I don't think he's willing enough to give up the throwing yards.
You're bringing in a pretty much steroid version of Alex Smith in a game management with Garoppolo with a good run game. Who Garoppolo, when healthy, does enough to win games and a little extra here and there. You bring in Deshaun Watson, the only part of your offense that's any good as your run game is now obsolete, and your shit receiving core is now the highlight of laughingstock of the NFL because Deshaun Watson goes from 33 touchdowns and 7 picks to 22 touchdowns and 15 picks.
If
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson
And then
gets
and
traded-
then if San Francisco makes a trade to get Deshaun Watson, they are doing the same thing to their defense the Bears did to theirs. They are going to waste their defense's whole careers. It would be the dumbest thing that San Francisco can do. My hot take, Deshaun Watson fucking plays for Houston next year. He's not going anywhere.
if
He's fucking 22 years old.
if the Texans
ain't getting what he
decide
fucking
to
wants.
trade Deshaun Watson, he's going to another bad team.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a situation where he
Because-
ends up playing for I don't fucking know.
God forbid, not God forbid, but if Ben retired,
There is only one team in the NFL that's dumb enough to give the Texans what they want. And it's because it's being general managed and head coached by two people that are afraid to lose their jobs.
Is it Matt Nagy?
It's Chicago. That's the only team that'd be willing to give up the capital because they're afraid to lose their jobs.
if Ben retired, the Steelers couldn't do it anyways.
No.
Maybe because they opened up $41 million of cap
Saints
space.
are going to trade
It
for
would be-
Deshaun
well,
Watson.
It would be a totally different team.
Yeah, if Ben retires, Steelers are going rebuild.
It'd be a clean house.
Okay. The Saints could do it, yes, but
No, they can't. They can't afford him.
they're gonna they fell in love with Taysom Hill, and they're gonna pay the price for it next year anyway.
They can't afford it anyways.
You guys are going to be talking when Taysom Hill throws 10 touchdowns and 4 picks next year.
All right, shall we go to a quick break before our next segment?
Bring out your MLB stuff real quick.
Do it real quick.
It's all right.
Somebody answer that?
So throughout the last month, things are starting to pick up a little. Things are starting to pick up a little bit more during baseball. We've seen a couple trades. The Padres making 2 or 3 of them. One today for starting pitchers. They got Blake Snell, where they gave up Francisco Mejia, who's not an established catcher yet. They got Yu Darvish. I don't really know the package, but I don't think it's much because Yu Darvish was.
He was a happy mistake last
Yeah,
year.
he had a good year where it was all messed up. And then they just got Joe Musgrove today for pretty much nothing. The best player in that deal besides Joe Musgrove went to the fucking Mets. Have fun with him, by the way. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do not.
Joey Lou. He sucks.
I didn't even see that.
So the Padres are stacking up and starting pitching.
It's going to be real funny when the Padres don't make the World Series at all. For the next 10 years.
Super teams in baseball do not make it. And the Padres are trying to match the Dodgers, but
Although the Dodgers did just win a World Series.
No, they're trying to match the
No, I
Dodgers
know.
talent-wise. The Dodgers aren't a super team.
They've just been amassing talent for the last 10 years and finally paid out.
But
Here's
it's not like super team talent. Like the Padres are trying to put together a super team.
And like the Dodgers are going to be hurting when they have to pay Cody Bellinger and can't do it.
Listen, they're just going to spend the money.
Probably, but like if they don't want to deal with the luxury tax, they're not going to be able to sign him.
They're already over that luxury.
That's why baseball is weird. So the Padres are sacking up.
Baseball's so dumb. I don't know why they have a cap.
The-
It's like, hey, here's a cap, but if you go over it, whatever.
The New York Mets absolutely fucking robbed the Cleveland Indians. Wasn't even fair.
You know, I
You know
heard.
what's funny is like, sorry, go. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like we talk about how like that we talk about the refs with like the NFL like pretty much having it like rigged for like high good offensive games,
Mhm.
where defense doesn't matter. The MLB rigs it so that big market teams are in the World Series and nobody else can make it. That's what it is. You think about it, like Milwaukee is never going to be able to afford a $70,000 luxury tax or cap hit whatever thing. But for the Yankees, it's just like, hey, New York, give us the money. Sure, no problem. Chicago, L.A., Houston, Atlanta, give it to us. Philly, Boston.
We'll print you off some more money.
Yeah, no problem. We got you. Cincinnati, go fuck yourself. Our libraries need tending to.
The NL Central is doing whatever. Both Centrals, besides the Chicago White Sox, are doing whatever they can to not win this year. The Pirates traded Josh Bell. They traded Joe Musgrove. The only two talented players that they had on that team. Gregory Polanco.
The Pirates are rebuilding for 3 wildcard losses.
Gregory Polanco was just fucking ass. Yeah, the guy bats 204 for the last 6 years.
Paul is right. The Pirates have to lose for 17 straight years to go to throw out cars to lose them all.
To the Cubs.
Yeah.
The Cubs are getting rid of players. They got rid of Yu Darvish. They're trying to trade Chris Bryant. The only person I've seen them trying not to trade is Anthony Rizzo. Because he's declining already. So
here's the thing. I understand what you're saying, Kyle. Baseball free agency it's heating up to a degree, but it's also not. Like Liam Hendricks was the first big name off the board, and like it had like everyone was like maybe this starts a trickle effect, and it hasn't.
Well, it started the reliever trickle effect.
But like other than Liam Hendricks, the rest of it was kind of like
Whatever.
But it wasn't like Liam Hendricks was the name, and everything else was just like solid pieces to fit in, like plug in to kind of help round out a rotation. Whereas like Liam Hendricks was like hey, this makes a rotation, right? Am I wrong in that? Like the rest of the bullpen guys were kind of like plug them in to fill holes.
He was this year's grand prize for the reliever sweepstakes.
Yeah, but like in my opinion, we're not going to see what we want to see out of free agency until Bauer signs.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought LeMahieu was going to be the big domino, and he signed. And then...
I think LeMahieu would have been the big domino if he didn't re-sign. If he went somewhere else, I think it would have been exactly what MLB free agency needed. And what's odd is, like, I mean, to my knowledge, I don't see anything. I haven't heard anything that has come out, and I know a lot of owners will fight it. But the commissioner of baseball has basically said to all 30 MLB franchises, be ready for normal spring training start. Be ready to start in March when you normally do.
Pitchers and catchers start in 3 weeks.
I mean, I think it's going to get fought and it'll all get postponed because I think they're going to go push for that May start like they originally had planned. But the MLB commissioner said, plan for normal spring training and plan for 162. That's what you're planning for. That's what.
Yeah. And
I mean, we're very, very slowly and kind of talked about it, a lot of these free agents are going to look like real bums if it's a 162 game season. All these free agents are going to look like real bums when they come out.
They're going to struggle to start off the season because that always happens. The guys that sign late usually start off slow because they don't get their full run.
I think it's going to be. I mean, I know that the Blue Jays offered Brantley a deal.
They offered Springer
a deal, which I think falls through the cracks anyway because I don't think anybody wants to sign with Toronto. Who wants to sign with a team where you can't have a home? Why would you want to sign with a team this year when you have to live out of a hotel?
Yeah,
you can't move your family with you. You have to live in a shack. Who wants that? So I don't think Toronto's gonna have to wait until next year to do their big spending when they can do it and people can move to Toronto. But I don't think it's gonna happen this year for Toronto.
Ravens just released Mark Ingram.
Whatever. Oh well.
Back to the Saints. He'll play quarterback. He was a Heisman winner. But I think it's going to take Bauer. I think Bauer is going to be because Bauer is. I feel like it's this grudge match where it's like Philly is doing everything they can to re-sign Realmuto, and I feel like Realmuto is slightly like Realmuto. You said it. He wants.
There's no market for him anymore.
But he wants. What money does he want?
Well, he wanted more money than Joe Mauer made.
Right. He wants Joe.
a year.
He wants Joe Mauer money. That's what he wants. He wants Joe Mauer money, but like even Realmuto, like there's no market for him. But at the same time, when you're the only option, especially as covenant of an option as he is, if somebody gives Bauer $200 million, Realmuto is going to look at that and be like, I can get 160. I might not get 200, but I can get 160. And so that's why I feel like other than seeing what he's really worth on this free agent market in this random COVID time, there's no reason for Realmuto not to re-sign with Philly. He wants to be there. Philly wants him to be there. The players have great chemistry. This, that, and the other thing. Why wouldn't he resign? They're giving him 130. They offered him 130 mil, which makes him more paid than Mauer. Like everything's lined up there. So why hasn't he accepted it? Other than, well, if somebody bites and gives Bauer 190, I can make more than 130. I'm arguably the best catcher in baseball.
What these guys should have done was taken the qualifying offer and try your luck next year. Because you're getting a guaranteed 25 mil. Well, I think it's like 17, but still.
18 and a half.
You're getting a guaranteed $18.5 million for 1 year. Try your luck next year when payrolls go back up.
And the problem is that there isn't even any educated guesses on where Bauer ends up. It's I don't even think it's narrow. I don't think it's even narrowed down to teams.
It could be anywhere.
The MLB is open for Bauer. It is. I mean, there's a few teams like the Phillies couldn't afford him. There's a few teams that can't do it, but a lot of teams could scrape up the money to do it. There's a lot of the luxury tax doesn't matter, and then there's a lot of other teams that just have the money to spend. So it's gonna be, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I think AL wise right now, unless something else happens, I don't see. I mean, obviously, anything and everything can happen, but like on paper, I don't see there being any other outcome for the AL than it being White Sox Yankees in October. I don't see any other. I mean, the Athletics got worse. Everybody in the AL Central got worse. Boston's looking to trade everybody.
Angels will never get it together ever.
Tampa lost their ace. I mean, the Astros are going to lose Springer and Brantley, right? It's like, I mean, on paper, it's pretty much guaranteed to be a White Sox Yankees AL championship.
Yeah.
And I think what you're going to see is these free agents, you're going to see one or two of them are going to sign deals with one of those teams because they're going to try to outdo, I'm not saying it's the only reason. Like, the Yankees definitely wanted LeMahieu back, but I feel like the Liam Hendriks signing was definitely like the Yankees were kind of like, okay, we need to get LeMahieu back. We need LeMahieu. We need that MVP caliber bat, that utility guy that can do it all. Like, we need that guy. We need him back, especially now more than ever, because the White Sox proved last year that their offense is stacked. Their pitching got a lot better with Lynn. They still have Keuchel. They still have Giolito. Their bullpen was already good, and they just subbed out Colome for Hendricks, which was a huge upgrade. They're getting Kopech back. Cease showed improvement. We got to match that, and we might not have Tanaka. Which during the regular season, whatever, but in the postseason, it's a big fucking deal.
Tanaka, I think, is going back to Japan.
But I'm saying, but not having Tanaka during the regular season is whatever, but in the postseason, it's a big deal.
See, I think the LeMahieu thing, I think that got blown up. I think he was seeing how it panned out. I think that I don't think he was ever going to go anywhere else. It got blown when it was, he was, no longer talking to you about, but I mean. He took a team-friendly deal. So to me, I look at it and if there was other deals, like he could have gotten the money. I don't know. It just seemed like just the way it panned out. I thought he was going to get a lot more financially than he did. What's that?
That's Tom Brady meme. I don't always go to the AFC title game, but when I don't, I go to the NFC title game.
I tell you what, that's why I had started laughing before, because I saw one. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It's a picture of Tom Brady and the Cowboys mascot. Hold on, where is it here? It said NFC Championship game appearances since 1997. It says Tom Brady 1, Dallas Cowboys 0. Years in the NFC since 1997, Tom Brady 1, Dallas Cowboys 24. Oh, that was kind of funny.
In other news, like the Cowboys.
I think we can agree there.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
But I like Dak Prescott.
But here's the thing about LeMahieu, in which would scare me a little bit. He is 32. And giving a 32-year-old 6 years is a big deal.
Oh, here's the deal. The end of this contract's going to hurt. I mean, that's just baseball. I mean, not that. I mean, 6 years is.
I mean, he's only making 15 a year.
But that's right. But the end's going to hurt.
Fucking a lot of money, but
you know what? For the next, well, even if he for the first half of the contract, the next 3 years, if he's still an MVP contending player then whatever you eat it on the last half. It is what it is. I mean, we see that in baseball probably more than any other sport, where guys sign these long deals and teams are just stuck with them. Albert Pujols.
All right. Let's go to break, but before we go to break, I'm going to propose to you this trade that I saw today. I wanted to go find it, of the trade that makes the most sense for both sides. This is actually by a Denver Broncos reporter, or columnist type of guy, and he was writing for Deshaun Watson trades, like what made the most sense from each trade. I want you guys to just give a yay or nay on is this guy smoking crack? Okay, this was his Bears trade scenario. Chicago gets Deshaun Watson and Houston's 2021 6th round pick and Houston's 2022 4th round pick from the Rams. The Bears give up 2021, 2022 first round picks, 2022, 2023 second round picks, 2022 third round pick, 2023 4th round pick, and 5th round pick, and Khalil Mack. So 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a third, a fourth, and a 5th, and Khalil Mack for Deshaun Watson, this year's 5th and next year's 4th.
I'm out.
Is he smoking crack?
What even makes sense?
I'm out.
It just seems like there's a lot of baggage involved.
Well, I mean, you're trading 6 picks and Khalil Mack for.
I mean, I could see if it's maybe minus one of the first and a second. That makes a little more sense, but that's still kind of lopsided.
I mean, I know his production hasn't been as great, but I mean, I think Khalil Mack is still a first round pick, trade.
Yeah,
like if you're gonna trade Khalil Mack, it's still worth a first round pick. Maybe not 2, but it's still worth a first round pick.
Yeah, I'm hard out on that trade.
Yeah, it's too much.
All right, let's go to break. When we come back, Massey's got some weird shit planned. It's all gonna be gay.
Yep.
And now, back to Getting Sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, joined by douchebags, all of them. And Massey, what do you got planned for us?
In
the mic.
They got to switch seats.
In
Game
the mic.
show.
Shuffle.
Into the mic, please.
Game show.
Into the mic.
Duck.
Get in the mic.
Duck. Duck.
That'd be really fun. Imagine playing Duck Duck Goose down here.
It'd be so hard.
I trip over the fucking scooter.
Why would you be back there?
I had to run away.
You have to run around the circle. You can't run away.
It's a big circle, Paul.
No, it's not. There's nobody in that room.
Prove it.
There's nobody over there.
Peter might be there.
I'm upset with you right now.
Normally are.
That's not true. Kendall, what are you doing?
Yeah, Kendall, what are you doing?
All right.
Man, Kendall's so paranoid.
How you doing, guy?
Mass, could you put a cap on the straw on the hydro flask? It's really irritating, Kendall.
No, that works.
What are we doing?
We're doing a game
All
show.
right, someone is just unplugging and replugging.
USB, 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 USB.
Oh.
All right.
Makes me sad when you sit next to me.
That's not very nice.
I'm not a nice person.
Well, that's fair.
All the it happens like once a week or like twice a week. Someone will be like they'll either say oh, you always say this person does this, but you do it too, or like this, and I'm like, I never said I didn't do those things, or like I never said I was that person. Like just because I call you an asshole doesn't mean I'm not saying I'm also not an asshole. Who farted?
That's got some heat.
All right, so
That has some heat on it, fellas.
That's a mess. The only thing I need from you is to keep an eye and see the thing that says butt over on the screen.
That's what Kyle.
Mark, would you rather let Vito like suck all your toes,
No.
or
Yes.
or have to have
Just make sure
Kyle
we always have
asshole
levels.
on the mouth and fart?
None of that.
it's going to be kind
You
of
have to pick
difficult
one or
'cause
the
it's
other.
going to be
No, I don't.
something.
You have to pick one or the other.
But I'll keep checking.
Nah, we're
it.
doing something.
You have to pick one or the other, or you can't come disc golfing with us anymore.
Oh, that's not
Ooh,
true.
I'll
that's
start
not
a
nice.
separate group chat where we all talk about going disc golfing.
J-Mart me.
I'm gonna J-Mart you. Pick one or the other.
I didn't even hear the second option.
Kyle puts his butthole right on your mouth
no,
and farts.
The toe thing.
Fine, you want to coach Rick?
Not that ever.
Come on, it'd be like inflating a balloon.
Yeah, except I'm the balloon.
No, not if you blow hard enough. You can put the fart back up in him.
God.
I think he likes to throw up.
You could just baby bird it back in.
Yeah, and if you do throw,
gotta move on.
if you do throw, penetrate with the tongue so the throw up goes up there.
God. Oh.
All right, that's all the time we have for our show tonight,
Hey,
everybody.
they call that damming.
No, that joke didn't even make sense. That's why Mock loves it so much. All right, Mass, what do you got?
All right.
Is it going to be gay?
Yes.
Are you getting me
Is it going to be something
trousers?
we're bad at?
No. I
All
hope
right.
not.
Let's see. What is it?
Is it trousers?
I'm pretty.
What's
bad
it
at
called?
games.
Come on.
It's a game show.
I know. Are you going to pull
What
it
is
up?
I'm
it?
trying to. It's loading.
Oh, okay. You said it's something we're going to be good at.
I didn't.
So-
I said it's something you're not going to be bad at.
No, we're not going to be bad at it, but we might not be good at it.
That's
So we're
correct.
gonna be bad.
All
at
right,
it.
let's see. What do we got?
It's
Welcome.
a game show. What game show
5,
haven't we done?
Whammy.
4, 3, 2, 1.
What game
load.
show-
Just
Whammy.
let it load.
Whammy.
Where
Welcome
is it?
to Intro to Excel.
Whammy.
I'd be good with it. Oh, we're going to be bad at this. Mock is exclusively bad at trivia games.
This is very loud.
We should try to play Whammy on the show.
All right.
No
So
way, no way.
Is it called Whammy, though? Is that the game?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's it. It's not.
It's called like
Press your
Double Down.
luck.
Press your luck. Yeah.
That's what it is. Press your luck.
I think that when you fucking hit that guy, it's called Whammy.
Well, there's a thing you can land on called the whammy. That's why they say no whammy, no whammy. So you
It's a
don't
little
land on the whammy.
monster.
it's going to do the noise again. Sorry. There we go.
There was
You
this
just
game I
playing
used to
this
play
at
all the
home,
time.
and that's why you got to resume.
Are we
your
playing
practice.
teams?
No, we are playing individually.
Oh, fuck.
So is this for a GSWD point?
Yes, it is.
All right, so you get it if I win.
You get to determine who gets it.
Well, no, that's how we do it. You get it if I win.
Okay. If that's your determination. I'm going to put names up on the board. Does anybody have anything that they would like to go by aside from their show name?
All right. Well, Mock wants to go as Mock Sheen Washable.
No, thank you.
Doesn't matter what he wants. I'm the host.
Irrelevant.
Kyle wants to go as the dentist.
I am the dentist. I do surgeries Monday through Tuesday.
Only early week surgeries.
1 a.m. to 1:15
I like
p.m.
that he said Monday through Tuesday.
Mm.
Long work week. You know.
I wish he fucked it up and said Tuesday through Monday, so it was like more work for him. Kendall will go as leopard print.
It's a long name. Can we shorten it?
Cheetah
Left print.
Can we shorten it to tortoiseshell?
Few less letters.
No, Kendall can go as you name us.
All right.
Just make sure Kendall's is homosexual.
I like to be Dirk Diggler.
You don't have what it takes to be Dirk Diggler.
So, everybody, welcome to GSWD Jeopardy.
Where we all suck at it.
All right, so
Do you want me
we
to
said
keep
this
score, or is
is
it going to keep score for us?
individual.
I'll keep score. You can keep score too, just to be safe as a backup.
Do we lose points for getting questions wrong?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
nice, sorry.
Now, is that a Massey 3 or a...
All right, let's take a look at today's categories.
If one of them's not
You're a
potent
bad
potables, I'm going
out.
to be pissed.
Back.
NFL potpourri,
I don't know what that means.
Basically, NFL players that have smoked pot.
unbreakable records, outstanding player award.
Man, this has already got bad written all over it.
It's not as bad as you think. Retired numbers.
Oh, jakes.
It's not as bad as you think.
If the 200 question isn't
I'll make a
Gretzky-
rule out of you.
Okay.
I bet you anything. Oh, sorry.
Basketball luck of the draw.
Terrible.
So we don't have potent potables?
I can
We
tell
don't
you
have
that
potent
the
potables.
I'll make a rule out of you. He was watching Hocus Pocus, and they were singing the song.
No. Here's what you think that, but what he was watching was the Ja Rule remake of Hocus Pocus. I'll make a Ja Rule out of you.
How did nobody go to Mulan with that?
Because we don't watch Disney movies. And how have you
Also,
seen that over
Kyle,
everything else in the world?
Hocus Pocus is a Disney movie. Listen, like, I'm with you here, but that was the wrong thing.
I thought it was a Disney film.
All right, so
I'm sorry?
this is really hard to come up with categories for and find trivia questions for, so I only did one round in Final Jeopardy.
All right. I'd like Unbreakable Records for 1,000.
So I am going to think of a number in my head.
Oh, come on. I already said it.
Between 1 and 20.
I thought you said 1 and 1 billion. I'm like, what?
1 and 20. Closest without going over.
Ooh, Price is Right.
Yep. Gets to go first.
Who gets to guess first?
He's thinking of a number.
Hostess.
9.
Okay.
Fuck you.
It's my favorite number.
I know,
Kyle.
but I was going to go with it.
Okay. Kyle.
13.
Bitch.
All right. So Kyle gets to go first.
Oh, all right.
All right.
5.
All right. So we'll go in this order right around. We'll go Kyle, Mock.
Technically, I was
Kendall.
second
Now,
closest.
how
I
are
still
we
got
doing
last.
this? How are we doing?
You pick a category.
No. Like,
You
with
play
a-
Jeopardy.
like, do we raise our hand?
Yes. So I'm going to finish reading the question, and then I'm going to turn around and, well, I'm going to hopefully read it right here. And
turn
be able
around.
to keep it
Turn
on.
around. Let's see how many times you can knock the whole board off the desk.
All right. So,
Actually,
Kyle.
you know what's funny? There's been some upgrades at the PPRN studio lately. Kendall told me that if you dump water all over that, it'll just like make like a colorful smoke, and it's like a visual effect. You should try it.
Colorful smoke.
All right. Let's go retired numbers for 200 there, Bob.
All right. Retired numbers
Go
for
big, you bitch.
200.
No, because I know you.
Oh,
You'll
boy.
just do
Porn.
Oh,
Porn.
sorry.
Could you imagine this Riley Reid video?
Retired numbers. This player wearing. All right. I saw Paul first.
I forgot we had to raise our hands.
Who is Wayne Gretzky?
Ooh, he spelt it wrong. It's YN.
I didn't even get through like the first 3 letters.
I was
right.
so here's the thing. When the retired numbers, I said it out loud too. I was like, if Wayne Gretzky isn't 200, so I was just like, I'm looking for 99.
I forgot to raise my hand.
All right, Paul, you have control of the board.
All right, let's go with. I'll make a rule out of you for 400.
Come on.
This rule was instituted in the middle of the 2008 NHL playoffs to prevent players from blocking a goalie's view while ignoring the puck.
Jeez, we ran out of time before you finished
Yeah, I
reading
know.
the
I'm sorry.
question.
I shouldn't have clicked that. I still shouldn't have clicked that. All right.
Ooh, Kyle's hand was up.
What?
Your hand was up.
No.
Kyle, answer.
Are you buzzing in before the buzzer?
Yeah, buzzing.
Okay.
What is goalie interference?
What is the Avery rule?
So plus 400 for Paul. All right, so I'm down to minus 200 now.
Yes.
I went from winning to losing real quick.
His name is Avery Bradford.
I still get control of the board, though.
This
Yes, you
might
do.
be the place to just not answer any questions.
You just don't like to contribute to things. Unless
That's not
it's
true.
Disc golf.
I'm waiting to. I want to say all those thousands.
All right, fine. NFL potpourri for 1,000.
Oh no! Come on, those are for me.
Whoa.
All right.
Yeah,
So
So wait,
you
what's
get
the max you can wager if you don't have anything?
1,000.
So Paul's going to win if he gets this.
All right, I'll go 500.
Enter wager 500.
No, not 5,000. Unless I get it right.
All right. Who is the only player to play on 3 consecutive Super Bowl championship teams?
How long do I get for this? I don't like that. That went so fast! It went down 1 and then went down to nothing! Who was the... I'd like to take more... I think the timer thing should go away. I think we should get more...
I'll give you 3 timers. How
No.
about that?
No.
All
'cause
right.
I'm going to get too panicked. I got to think about it. This isn't like Jeopardy where like we can study things. Like, shut up, Mass. Who's the only player? Do you know the answer to this, Kendall?
I'm thinking about it. Once he shows the name, I'll be like, ugh, but I'm blanking.
To play
Fucking
in
Sylvester
3
Stallone over
consecutive
here.
It's great.
Super
I'll let the rest of the crowd determine when he's had too much time.
I think we're approaching it.
Shut up, Mock. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
All right, raise your hand when you think Paul's had too much time.
All right, I'm waiting for all 3 hands, just so you know.
That's fine.
Look, Kendall, like fighting it.
I got 2 hands. I got 3 hands. All right.
Who is Malcolm Jenkins?
The answer was Kendall.
Can I guess?
No, you don't get any points.
You won't
Daily
get any
Double.
points, but you can
No.
guess.
Is it Charles Haley?
It is not.
Damn.
It was Ken Norton Jr.
I know his dad, Ken.
I had a couple of players in, but I think they only got to 2.
Yeah, I can think of a couple twos, but
All right.
Yeah, anybody that played in the Patriots. Good fucking job, guys.
Paul, you still have control of the board.
Who's Ken Norton Jr.?
Let's run through
He
these
was a
thousands.
linebacker for the Cowboys. And then went to San Francisco for the
Basketball
third
luck
one.
of the draw for 1,000.
It's not cool.
Who was the tallest player of all time?
Why are you looking at me?
Who is Manute Bol?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Man, down 1,000. Are you sure?
I will double check real quick, but yes.
I know. I can picture his face. His nose is the same size as Kyle's, but I can't put a name on it. So
Wait a minute. I think I know it.
You can't
Fuck.
re-guess.
I know.
Yeah, you can't buzz back in. And yes, I am sure. All right. Timer for somebody else to raise their hand.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Can I guess
All right.
again?
No, well, you
No,
can,
I
but
think- for no points.
is anybody else going to guess?
I can't think of his name.
Is it George Marisol?
Nah, that's what I was
That's not
thinking
the
about.
name you just told me, you swine.
That's what I was thinking about.
Well, he's got a different name. You can call it a letter.
not
I
different
copied,
color.
Comic Sans?
I copied
Well,
that from Wikipedia.
Fonts is what I meant to say.
Yeah, but
He
you
is
didn't say
1
it.
inch taller.
Yeah. I remember my dad telling me.
There's also a pretty good chance that Manute Bol was in his 50s when he was, or like when he retired.
Also, my dad played me in the NBA Jam with him, and he whooped my ass.
We'll take outstanding player award for 1,000.
I don't know why we keep going for the 1,000.
So Ma
but
can't pick him.
This player was a 9-time All-Star, a Bill Mastodon Memorial Trophy winner, and won 11 Stanley Cups during his career.
Next question, please.
These are the hardest questions, so that's
yeah,
why
you
they're.
see that.
I went difficult.
Yeah, I'm down 1,000.
Hey, I'm down 700.
Next.
All right, we'll go unbreakable records for 1,000.
God damn it.
It's a real bummer.
This NHL player holds a record 3,971 penalty minutes. I don't know why I
I
didn't
was
finish
gonna
that.
say what. You know, we've talked about this on the show several times,
Yeah.
and I can't remember his name.
Yeah, wish I could just retain any information whatsoever.
Well, you would if it was Alexa Bliss related.
Yeah.
She's not even that hot.
It's pretty hot.
Nah.
He's pretty hot.
Anybody?
she kind of looks like
No?
China.
All right.
No.
It was Tiger Williams.
Who do you play for?
Maple Leafs.
So here's a Canadian guy.
He is 500 minutes ahead of second place.
If I said Tiger Woods, would you accept it?
No.
Yeah, for half points.
Riddler?
Retired numbers 1,000.
It's a real bummer.
Oh my god.
This player is a New Orleans Pelican basketball legend. He played his college ball at LSU, and then he played for the New Orleans Jazz. The New Orleans Pelicans have retired this player's number in honor of his basketball history in the state. Of course, he never played for the Pelicans. Currently the only number retired by the franchise.
Now, was the team really the New Orleans Jazz?
When he played for them, yes.
Are you going to dispute the Wikipedia article that he pulled this from?
Yeah, fuck you, Kyle.
Mock, we're waiting.
You're the New Orleans Jazz fan.
I'm still reading this essay, but I have no idea.
I would just say any number.
Not looking for a
We're
number.
looking for the player.
No, I just give a number.
What is 6?
Pete Maravich is the only person.
Didn't realize they were the New Orleans Jazz.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I knew he played for the Jazz,
Yeah.
but I thought they were Mormons at that point. I didn't realize that they were crawfish eaters.
Gordon Hayward.
All right, let's round it
I'll
out
make
for
a rule out of
1,000.
you for 1,000.
No, he doesn't get to pick it.
I said it.
No.
The NHL prohibited the curvature of sticks due to this player accidentally bending his stick before a game and realizing his shots became unpredictable.
What is the crooked dick?
We are so bad at trivia.
You picked the $1,000 question.
You know, I just said it. I didn't pick it.
He would have picked it.
I
Anybody?
would have.
3, 2, 1. No? All right.
The guy that makes power tools.
I did not know that.
I was thinking
So,
I didn't know that.
so interesting fact about this. He was coming onto the ice from the locker room. His stick got caught in the gate, the door, whatever it was. And he realized that as he was skating around on the ice, the way that his stick was bent was causing his shots to go in directions that his opponents could not predict. But back then, nobody was wearing helmets, so this was a bad thing because pucks were smacking people in the face.
So it was their fault. They should.
Well, I mean, they can still smack people in the face because very few of them wear face masks
Yes. So,
because they're real men.
Riddler, you still have control over the board.
I'd like to.
Which isn't
Is there a
ridiculous.
second round of this?
No, I already said there was only this in Final Jeopardy.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about Final Jeopardy. Okay. So, Never mind then. All right, let's go with unbreakable records for 200.
All right. You do that.
This is why I wish Rita was here, because I was going to ask her to keep eyes on people raising their hands.
Oh, that's fine.
Honor code, please, guys. No, put your hand down.
I got it ready to go.
Put your hand down. This MLB player has a record of 2,632 consecutive games played.
No, hold on. Mock put up two hands, but he put the first one up. Kyle put his up, and then Mock put the second one up. So I think 2 hands up counts as 1 hand raised.
Mock,
so
you
Mock
raised
was
your hand
after
first.
Kyle.
Mock, go ahead.
Who is Cal Ripken Jr.?
I hit the wrong button. Please wait for the timer.
Yeah, it's going to take half a second.
Mock's winning.
Ooh, I don't see Junior.
I don't see Junior.
Incorrect.
It's his dad.
It is. It is Cal Ripken Sr.
Fuck
And
you,
I
Mock.
didn't give anybody else a chance to do it. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Wait. What?
That was Cal Ripken Sr., not Cal Ripken Jr.
I think you need to double check that.
Somebody Google it.
What is it? Most consecutive games played?
Yes.
I know for a
It's
fact
Cal Ripken Jr.
Is it?
Yes.
Either way, it's not what that says, so you're still wrong. Doesn't matter what the record is, it's what's up there.
Also, Cal Ripken's brother with pretty cheeks.
Really?
It does say Cal Ripken Jr.
Okay, so I apologize. The thing told me incorrectly. So it is Cal Ripken
negative
Jr.
200 points because you said
But
it
just so
wrong.
you know, so I award GSWD points, you don't, right? Okay.
Yep.
So just so you know,
You're taking away GSWD points from me being incorrect. Got
no,
it.
not at all. But I took away 100 points from each Kendall and Mock for not even guessing at all anything during 1,000 points, where Kyle and I actually took like chances.
Perfect.
I didn't know him. That's bullshit.
It doesn't matter. I award GSWD points. So Kendall, you're still minus 100.
I'm just slow.
Get faster.
I can't.
Well, then you're never gonna have Alexa Bliss.
Oh, I
Mock,
will.
you have
Yeah.
control of the board.
Unbreakable records, 800.
It's not as impressive when he's.
This NHL Hall of Famer scored a record 76 goals in his rookie season. I don't know why half these words are missing.
Look, you can't say Wayne Gretzky for 800 points, huh?
Timer.
How many hockey questions did you put in here? Because Maka's never going to guess for a hockey question.
I
I mean, he's
didn't-
never going to guess anyway.
There's
tell you what,
fewer hockey questions than there are anything else.
Well, we've just gotten a lot of them.
I was in on the Gretzky retired. No, I just forgot to
Notice
raise my
how
hand.
they were the $1,800
I
ones.
understand.
All right, so it was Teemu Selänne.
Oh, the duck.
So
So
OV,
because Mock picked it but didn't guess, it's minus points, right?
No.
he no
Via GSWD Jeopardy rules?
he
Well,
didn't.
if we're just going to
Yes.
make up rules on the fly.
Oh,
So, yeah,
well, I mean,
that's-
the way he said that was like a yes. So he
Yeah.
agreed to that.
So I'm down for that.
All right, how about this? Then instead, next time we go out disc golfing, Massey, take one of his discs and just throw it
Cool.
in an opposite direction.
It's gonna be the Leopard 3.
Ooh.
So fun fact: Ovechkin had 54 goals in his rookie year.
That was going to be my
And-
guess, but then I thought wisely.
Back to the board. Makshin.
600.
This NFL Hall of Fame player played until a record 49 years old. Kendall.
Is it George Blanda?
It is George Blanda. All right.
Gay.
Leopard print on the board.
It should have been a Jamie Moyer question.
Leopard print, you have control of the board.
Unbreakable records for 400, please.
This team won its record 8th consecutive championship in 1966.
No sport.
NBA.
Who is the Boston Celtics?
It is the Boston Celtics.
Nice. Minus 300.
Like they caught me off guard. I was totally going to say that.
All right.
Not.
Control of the board.
Let's go with retired numbers for 4.
Tired numbers for 4. This player was the first black star of the modern era with the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Kyle got it up first.
Okay, Kyle.
Who is Jackie Robinson?
Ooh, he said Jackie Bradley Jr.
All right, Kyle. You're on the board.
No, he's not. He's minus 600.
Kyle, you have control of the board.
Retired number is 600.
This player had a number retired by a team he never even played for, the Miami Heat. Kyle,
Fuck. I'm just going to go with who is Michael Jordan?
you are correct. The only team other than the Bulls to retire his number.
Why did they?
Just in
Respect them.
Just
yeah.
sport-wide.
That's why LeBron wore 6.
Oh.
He was pissed about it. Now I'm in last place.
All right, Kyle.
Basketball luck of the draw for 2.
Okay. This team has a record 11 NCAA D1 men's basketball championships.
Yeah, I know I should know this. I'm going to go for it.
Kyle?
What is Duke University?
You are incorrect.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was incorrect. No,
Anybody
I'm
else?
a fucking idiot.
Anybody else?
Kyle, help me out, brother.
No.
Yeah, watch out. He's just going to tell you the wrong thing.
Is it the Jayhawks?
No.
Is it the Wildcats?
No. Fuck. Can I guess it and you guys give me points? I'll give you guys each $10.
I'm in on that.
Nope. Nope.
Reggie's wrong
I want
again.
no joy for the two of them.
All right. Does anybody else have a guess? 3, 2. Kendall?
Who are Kentucky?
That is incorrect.
Damn.
Paul, do you still
Wait,
want
how many
to buzz
points did he lose? 200?
Yep.
I'm also keeping score here. I also raised my hand. Who is UCLA?
in? That is correct. With 11 championships.
You know why I didn't? I'm an idiot.
Why are you an idiot, Kyle?
Fucking Bill Walton went for himself. And Steve Alford was there for fucking
Man,
30
Kyle's
years.
incorrect answer combined with my correct answer moved me to third place.
Yep. Well,
But I'm within striking distance here. So if
you have control of the board.
I know, and if I get a 400-point question correct, I can tie for first. So, with that being said, for 800, I'll make a rule out of you for 200.
This rule was instituted in 1999, but did not become a hot topic until a 2001 AFC divisional game. This rule was eliminated in 2013. Kyle, I saw you raise your hand.
I'll put it down.
Okay. Kendall.
The Tuck rule?
It is the Tuck rule.
I know.
Oh my god.
You know what's
How
funny?
many points was it? 200?
I thought it, but then I saw Kyle put his hand. I was like, oh man, I'm wrong.
So yeah, it was instituted in 1999, but didn't become a thing until the divisional
Quick
game
question.
between. Go ahead.
How valuable do we consider Kendall to this podcast? Because he knows 100% about football and 0% about everything else.
That's not true. I know probably about 100% football and 10% everything else.
If we take the Mets out of it, it's 0.
No, I know some baseball stuff.
No, you don't.
He knows a lot about
Yeah?
the Rockets.
Who's my favorite non-Philly?
All
Paul
time.
Hamels.
All time?
Like,
Yeah, he's
oh,
not a Philly.
You know what I'm talking
We're talking all time?
about. Yeah.
Aren't you a big Ken Griffey Jr. guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guy. I've only known you a long time. I'd like to think we're friends.
What
Kendall,
four
you have
teams did
control of the board.
I'll make a rule out of
Hey,
you.
the Nets
for
beat the
600.
Bucks.
Did they?
Yeah, Harden got the game-winning assist to KD.
Giant.
What are we doing? Oh.
This rule, named after a player, prevents defenders from lunging or diving at a quarterback's legs.
The Sioux rule. So, like, how accurate do we have to get it?
Name the player it's named after, or
Oh,
the
couldn't
actual,
tell you that.
Oh.
or name the actual rule.
So you accept like the
So we're looking for that Kansas City Chiefs player that broke Brady's shins. Is that what we're looking for?
I don't know.
Come on, Kendall. Come on, Mr. Football.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Know.
A tortoise would have got it, but a cheetah never could have.
All right, so here's the disappointing thing: you all had it.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs guy, right?
No, it's the Brady rule.
I was looking for the guy that broke his
Yeah,
shin,
I
not
know.
the guy that had his shin breaking. Broken to breaking.
All right, Kendall, you still have control of the board.
I'll make a rule out of you for 800.
Okay. College basketball banned dunking in 1967 due to the sheer ability of this player.
It's gotta be Jackie Moon, right?
Shaq. 67?
Here's the thing. The guy I want to say was playing in the NBA way before this.
Bill Russell?
No.
Wilt?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, Larry Bird was really yamming in college.
Couldn't tell you.
I got one more of those.
1967.
Ooh, Kendall's hands up.
All
I can't
right.
think of it.
The answer is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Now,
Just
can you tell me
fucking-
why?
I never pictured him as like a powerful dunker.
So
Did he break a backboard?
he did not break a backboard, but he was apparently just so consistent with his dunking and nobody could defend it that they said, fuck you, no more dunking.
Yeah, then he came up with the sky hook and fucked everybody else up.
Yup, and then they retracted it 8 years
And
later.
then won a billion championships with it.
Yep. All right, Kendall, you have control of the board.
I don't think he should have it anymore because he's not a good friend.
Kendall,
He made a
go-
shitty pulled
Kendall,
pork.
go 800.
Oh.
Go 800.
Retired numbers for 800.
That boy. I like to see it.
This number was last worn by Sam Adkins, but is now retired not for the player, but for the fans.
I don't know who Sam Atkins is.
Yeah, what sport is this?
I'm not telling you. Kendall?
Number 12.
The answer is 12
That
for the
sounds
Seahawks.
That's what I was saying, but Kendall's bitch. And
I
The
hate Kendall
Seahawks
so
really
much.
retired 12.
Yeah, they retired it for the 12s.
I hate Kendall so much. We should just
Kendall.
stop playing. We should just stop playing.
Kendall, you have
Basketball,
I
luck of the
worked
draw
fucking
for
hard
Yeah,
on this.
I
We're
understand
finishing
that,
this.
but I don't want to play anymore.
I don't
I'm not
care.
going to answer any more questions because all that's left is NFL questions, and it heavily favors Kendall, and he's already got about a 1,000-point lead on everybody
Well,
else.
that's not true.
Mock's not going to answer another question, and Kyle and I are going to keep answering incorrectly. So it's pretty much a wash.
Kendall, you have control of the board.
Everything I
Basketball,
said was
luck
true.
of the draw for 400.
What team drafted Ray Allen?
the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Kyle is right.
Man, I would have been wrong.
You
What was it
traded
for?
on
400?
draft night to the
For
Milwaukee Bucks.
400, yeah.
For Chuck Taylor.
Kyle.
I stand by what I said and will not answer another question.
Okay.
Protest. It's only hurting Massey. It doesn't hurt me.
Outstanding Player Award for 2.
This player's list of accomplishments include 2 college championships with the University of San Fran, an Olympic gold medal, and 11 NBA championships in 13 years. Kyle?
Who was Bill Russell?
It is Bill Russell. Back to the board.
Was that for 200?
That was
Player
for
Award
400. For 200, I'm right. Sorry. Outstanding for 4?
Yeah.
This player was was well accomplished, not just as a player when he won 10 World Series, but also 3 as a coach. Kyle,
Who was Joe Torre?
you are incorrect.
Can I guess again?
No,
How many was that for? 400?
this is for 400, yeah. Kendall,
Who is Yogi Berra?
you are correct.
Damn. I need to pull the trigger.
Told you it was rigged.
Kendall, you have control of the board.
Outstanding player for 600.
Now here's a guy who has won 6 Super Bowls, 3 league MVPs. Mock,
Tom Brady.
you are correct.
How was that a 600 question?
That was difficult. 800.
This player was a 20-time All-Star, won 7 World Series, 3 league MVPs, and was a Triple Crown winner.
Melky Cabrera.
This is an old player.
I can't think of it, like older Triple Crown.
It's Melky Cabrera.
This guy had it before Miguel Cabrera. I couldn't tell you
It's
who it was.
Melky Cabrera.
Are you guessing?
No,
Okay.
my hand wasn't raised.
Anybody?
No.
3, 2, 1.
I'm only hurting you, so okay. So never mind.
Sorry. Mickey Mantle.
I'm
Back
still
to
I'm
control
still
of the
going to
board.
give you minus points.
Please,
Oh,
Kyle.
it's me.
Mine.
NFL 800.
NFL for 800. 7 players have rushed for 2,000 yards in a single season. Name 5 of them.
I can name you 2.
Well, that's not what I asked for, Kyle, so...
Also, it's 8 players now.
He didn't rush for 2,000. This is rushed for 2,000,
Who
not...
didn't?
What's his face? Derrick Henry.
Yes, he did.
He rushed for 2,000? Okay, so it's 8 players. Paul?
Name 5 others.
Who is Derrick Henry, Adrian Peterson, Eric Dickerson, Chris Johnson, and should have raised my hand.
This is a lengthy answer, so I'm going to give you a little extra time.
Yeah. Shouldn't I answer this because now someone else is going to swoop in and take it. Kendall's just itching. I can see him fucking scratching his fingers. He's like, I got this.
I haven't said how many you got right.
I'm trying to
Yeah, but they know that those 4 are right.
Yeah.
Time.
All right. Minus 1,000.
Minus 800.
I'm not gonna answer.
Anybody?
Are you just not answering?
I'm not gonna answer. I do know them all.
So then why aren't you going to answer it?
Because I'm being criticized.
Of
Kendall.
course, it's a
Kendall,
fucking
fucking
podcast.
buzz
You're
in.
criticized every week.
Buzz in.
You're gonna be sensitive on episode 286.
No, well, I was
Kendall.
trying to help you.
Fucking buzz
Help
in.
me with what? I just took an 800-point deficit.
Kendall, if you don't name them
I know
all,
that's why he was like he knew he was like itching to do it.
Kendall,
But he's
if
like, I
you-
can't do it.
All right.
Kendall, if you don't know them all, I'm going to take away points from you.
No, you're not. He has to name 5. Well, 1. You have to name 1.
All right,
You have
so
to name 5.
O.J. Simpson, Terrell Davis, Derrick Henry, Adrian Peterson, Chris Johnson. How many did I name there?
That's 5, I think.
That's 5. And you're right on the 5. Do you want to keep going for the last 3? Because you said you know them all?
I do know them all, but I'm just I don't want to waste any more time.
Travis Henry.
No.
Cousin of Derek.
Fred Jackson.
No. The other players were
Jay
Barry
Ajayi.
Sanders and
Against
Jamal
the Steelers.
Lewis.
Jamal Lewis?
Yep.
He sucked.
Jamal Lewis ran for 2006. Here's the
So did
list,
Chris Johnson.
minus Derrick Henry.
Chris Johnson also sucked.
I didn't think Derrick Henry broke the 2,000 rushing. I thought
Did
it was
this
just.
year?
I thought it was just combined. All right, back to the board.
NFL 600.
That's a real bummer. I can't even crawl into positives.
5 players are tied with the most Pro Bowl selections at 14. Name 3 of them.
They're all offensive linemen.
Kendall.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning,
Jeff Garcia.
Drew Brees.
Does name
Aaron-
3.
I'm sorry, you're incorrect.
All right.
Anybody else?
No, because those are the 3 I had. So.
Can you tell us how many of them are correct?
No.
Now I have a question.
Just do it for fun.
I have a question about
2 of them are correct.
how this works.
Tom Brady
So-
is 14 Pro Bowls even if he doesn't go.
Okay.
He was selected to the Pro Bowl. Paul?
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Lawrence Taylor.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Sweet. You gave Kendall points, but you're going to take points away from
I
yourself.
took it away from him.
No, you didn't. Rigged. Yep, see? Minus me, but you added him to Kendall. Bullshit.
Did I actually add it to Kendall?
Doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't matter.
Anybody else?
See Moxon on it. Once the 3 of you just go train some dogs together, you fucking assholes.
Time. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Tony Gonzalez, Bruce Matthews, and Merlin Olsen.
I would have never gotten there. 400.
The NFL has had just 3 commissioners since 1960. Who are they?
Who cares? They all sucked.
I can only name you one. I can care less about commissioners.
I
You
can
know-
name you the current one.
I don't care how many people watch it. The NFL's put out the worst product in the past, 30 years.
Baseball's been pretty bad.
No. Not compared
Anybody?
to the NFL.
Kendall, I know you know this.
Baseball's not bad.
The NFL has just made the game so much worse over the past 20 years.
Kendall, how much do you know?
I can't think of the second guy's name.
O.J. Simpson.
Busey.
Speaking of football being terrible, I want my trophy next week.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to grab it. Just remind me.
No, just bring it.
Last
Yeah,
call.
just forget to
I can't
You didn't forget to remind Jeff to give it to you.
Paul
I had to go
Roselle,
get it.
Paul Tagliabo, and Roger Goodell. Control the board.
All right, I'll go to your house tonight.
Yeah.
I'll drop you off.
What NFL team has lost a record 9 straight postseason games? Kyle,
Who wouldn't the Cincinnati Bengals?
you are incorrect.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Prove it.
I will go back on Wikipedia after this.
Man,
I don't know. I feel like Kyle's right.
He's actually not.
I would say the Bears, but I think they only made the postseason twice since they
So
were in the
the
Super Bowl.
Bengals went to and lost 8. They haven't been back to the postseason since that 8th one. Well,
Who was the Detroit Lions?
you are correct.
That just seems like something they would do.
Paul,
They're
control
just
the board.
they're just the NFC Bengals anyway.
I also have negative 200 points.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Kyle. I'll do that later.
Those were 200.
You just keep me at 0. I'm cool with that.
6.
What player holds the record for most consecutive double-doubles in one season since the NBA/ABA merger?
now I have a side question.
Okay.
If it becomes a triple-double, does that not count on the streak?
No. Because it's a double-double before it's a triple-double.
That's what I thought. What is that?
It's Paul clicking a pen. Kyle?
Fuck it.
Kyle, do you not want to answer?
No. Who is Russell Westbrook?
You are incorrect.
Well, Kendall raised his hand and put it down, so I
Kendall?
don't know if he wants
Oh, well, I was actually.
to. Who is Sacramento Kings center Oscar Robinson?
That is incorrect.
I agree with that.
Who is Jason Kidd?
No.
Who is Luka Doncic?
No.
I have the position. I know it doesn't count for me. But
I don't know what his position is. I can look it up real quick.
Just tell us who it is.
It is Kevin Love.
That
Makes
was my
sense.
first fucking guess.
No, it wasn't.
Swear to God.
Nope. You don't
He
even
had
believe in
53.
Jesus.
All right, and the final clue.
Wait.
Who was the shortest player of all time
Just
in
in
the
what?
NBA? Paul,
Who was Earl Boykins?
you are incorrect. Kyle,
Who was Spud Webb?
you are incorrect.
Come on, guys. There's only one left.
Kendall,
Who was Nate Robinson?
you are incorrect.
Damn.
Wasn't even close.
Who is Muggsy Bogues?
You are correct.
Oh, cool.
For 800?
Well, 3 of you got it wrong.
I don't know if that's accurate.
He was the shortest in NBA history at 5'3". All right, so I'm going to give...
I'm not even going to do Double Jeopardy. I can't crawl out.
It's not Double Jeopardy, it's Final Jeopardy.
Either way.
I'd still like you guys to participate.
I'm not going to give my answer until after the people that I'll let Kendall and Mock go at it first, and then I'll give my answer because I don't want to give an answer and then have it sway a vote.
Can you tear 4 pieces of paper and hand them out, just so I can have people hold up what they're?
We can just text it to you.
That works too.
I'm not gonna rip the paper.
All right.
I just text it to Massey.
All right. So going into Final Jeopardy. You ready?
Hold
Yes.
on.
Holding on.
We got those whiteboards too. I don't want to do that now, but
Forgot about those whiteboards.
Yeah.
Could have been drawing pictures this whole time. You fucking rat.
coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Didn't know you
Are
had
you are you fact checking
Every
me?
week. Got them every week.
No.
How's Butt doing, Mass? We're still on the
Yep.
air?
We are still on the air.
All right, we're good.
All right. Final Jeopardy.
So you're really pushing.
Baksheen, what are you betting?
I get to know the category before I say the number.
Yeah, you do the what you bet with your answer.
That's true. Final Jeopardy is baseball World Series, I guess is the easiest thing I can do.
I can't. That is hilarious.
Why?
Because before you even brought that up, I texted you Greg Maddux for $0.
All right.
And I'm sticking to it, regardless of what the question is.
I'm going to put my wager in the text.
Okay.
You have to,
Yeah, I'll do the same.
you gotta put the question in, though. Just give us the question. They're going to do both at the same time.
All right.
They're the only two that can fight for anything.
I don't know why this.
Kyle and I can only wager $1,000. We can't win.
Enter final wage. Oh, it's over here.
Do we have to give
I'm
you
just going to put 0 and 0 for now.
How many negative 1,000?
Because you got the last couple.
Because we
questions
guessed on a
wrong.
lot of questions.
All right, here we go. It's the only team to win World Series titles in each of the 3 different cities where it's played.
Fuck, Kendall knows this.
Yeah, you might be wrong.
This is trademarked, isn't it?
They pay ASCAP, so we're good.
Perfect.
That's a nice thing about PPRN being 24-hour music again.
Kendall, what did you say?
I can't tell you. I made up a team.
Made up a team. All right, so for $1,100, Kendall wagered the Cardinals. That is incorrect.
Darn.
For whatever he could wager, Kyle voted for the Nationals. That is also incorrect. For $0, Paul voted for Greg Maddux. That is also incorrect. For $400, Baksheen Washable voted for the Braves. And that is correct.
Hey!
So, good job, Mock. Congratulations. You won GSWD Jeopardy.
Nice.
Proud of you. Real good job. I don't have a clapping sound bite for playing right now, but yeah, good job. I hope you guys like Jeopardy.
Yeah, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
We just struggle very mightily.
When you go for the $1,000 questions out of the box.
Here's the thing. They have to be asked anyway, so what's the difference?
I knew the second answer.
What do you mean?
I knew the answers, but like I said the first one first.
Okay.
I mean, the difference, you gotta guess for some of them.
Like I knew after I said Monique Ball, I was like, fuck.
Listen, that's the key to Jeopardy is to get the wrong answer out first, and then say the right one when you can't get points.
So I'd like to do this again, perhaps next week, if Riddler's not going to be here. Oh, though you said you had a show plan, didn't you?
I'm not gonna be here.
But you said you had a show plan that you were giving to Kyle, right?
Doesn't matter. I can cancel it.
Maybe I'll poke
It's not
you.
important. It's not time sensitive or anything.
Okay. Maybe I'll poke you guys for a couple categories, and we'll see. Because, like I said, finding categories for this that are actually going to be guessable is very difficult.
You coming next week?
Unknown.
Why are you not coming next week?
Because I'm not coming.
No, but same reason.
What? No one's coming to the house. Marissa said that as like a humongous play. I'm sorry. This is like an off-air discussion. So we'll do this.
Off air.
Yeah, off-air. We'll go to break and we'll come back on the other side.
Yeah, so we'll go to break in just a moment. Talk about something for a couple of minutes, guys.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by good guys. Some of them. Most of them. All of them.
So a big fan that Kyle waited till we came back to
go
head upstairs.
Yeah, I just saw his testicles.
That was a good move.
Yep.
Mass?
So, the other segment that I like to pitch to the rest of the crew this week was, now that we're in the basic swing of the season, I wanted to see what everybody thought for the finalists for NFL Awards for the end of the season, who we thought should win these awards, why we think that, and see if we could debate it a little bit before the end of the year, before we actually see who the NFL awards these to.
There's a spin on it, though, right?
Yes. So, what we did is we threw... Mock, do you want to explain this first?
No, I'm just laughing. It kind of sound just like a morning radio host.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. Create some banter here.
So, we put together our list of names, and Riddler took all these names and wrote them down. We're going to pick these names out of a hat and have to debate why this person, who may not necessarily have been our pick, should win said award that they're up for. So it'll be an interesting little take on just our normal stuff. We won't be able to essentially look at it and be like, nah, fuck this guy, which I know Kyle will do anyways, but that's what that.
Sorry, we're giving Kyle and I are giving hand signals.
Kyle, I'll take one too.
He's going to steal third.
Drawing up play. He's
What the hell-
going.
what the hell was that hand motion?
Oh, I'm canceling the sign. We're gonna.
Oh, is that what that is?
I don't know. Well, it's different.
Every team's different.
I remember.
Usually the slide down the arm, though, is a steal sign, but...
I had to fill in for a game that on Kyle's league once, which if Mark was there, I wouldn't have played. But they're trying to teach me the signs, and like I'm not gonna remember. I'm gonna get 2 at bats. I always thought that was funny.
I wish, even more than that, I wish I was at our softball game where you didn't have your glasses.
Played arguably my best game.
Did you actually?
I wish I was there so bad.
I mean, debatable.
Guy should have been on kind of playing for baseball.
We were just talking about that, but I wish I was at the softball game when he didn't have glasses. That had to... Oh, man.
I wanted my dad to put him in the pitch so bad.
Should have. We could do it all again.
But you know what would have happened if Kenna went into pitch? He would have taken a ball to the forehead. And then, he didn't sign the waiver.
Right, it would have been better than what he did in right field.
What did he do in right field?
Nothing.
I did have a bare hand.
He did. He lost the game pretty good.
Now, to be fair, Kyle,
To
what
be
have
fair.
you done in right field?
I watched the ball over my head because I knew you were pitching.
All right, so
Also
we
not a good outfielder. I'm
we
fat.
went with the normal awards and a couple extra. We went with MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Fantasy Football MVP, and Fantasy Football Sleeper. what category do you guys want to do first? Do you guys want to just start it off with MVP?
Yeah, because that's what I'm remembering.
So, our candidates for this. Do you want to wait until somebody just draws the name?
I'll just draw the names.
Okay, we'll do that.
So this is your segment, so you give the direction here. Am I going based off best argument or who I think deserves the award?
Best argument.
I think it's got to be argument.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, because I can already hand out a bunch of L's right now.
Get out of my name.
I'd rather fill the radio with talking than Kyle singing, but
I like that he had most of the lyrics.
All right, who wants to be picked first?
Kyle.
All right,
so for MVP, Kyle.
Kyle, you got Aaron Rodgers.
Why is Aaron Rodgers MVP, Kyle?
No. I'm just going to do all the names first.
Okay.
That way people can formulate arguments.
I'll take this one.
All right.
Please don't be Tom Brady.
Please be Tom Brady.
Mock Dalvin Cook. Who's next?
I'll take it.
Mesh, Josh Allen.
Okay.
Kendall, Derrick Henry.
All right.
And the one who wasn't picked was Pat Mahomes, which good because he didn't deserve it. He should have thrown like 13 more picks if it wasn't for terrible cornerbacks in this division.
All right,
Kyle?
so Kyle, you're up
Why would I
first
go first?
because your name was picked first.
All right, hold on. Talk real quick.
I'm gonna need.
Yeah, you're
I
probably
tell you, my argument's going to be real tough here.
Well,
Hey, you got it.
I believe in you. We have what, 2 quarterbacks and 2
All right.
running backs?
So-
Yes.
First thing first, Aaron Rodgers got the Packers to a first-round bye in the NFC. They currently won that playoff game. He threw 48 touchdowns to 5 interceptions and had 4,299 yards. Can't really say much more. The fucking guy balled out this year. 48 touchdowns to 5 interceptions is insane itself.
And if you take it as Kyle would say, he played angry.
He played pissed off, in my opinion, because they drafted Jordan Love.
That's not what you said. Don't lie.
Whatever.
You said because they didn't draft him a weapon.
That too.
That is what you said. You said, remember all the talk about how they didn't draft him any weapons in the first round of this year? Well, he came out and played angry. And I said, I think he played angry because they drafted Jordan Love. And you said, that makes sense too.
Either way. But, you know, they didn't really have the greatest of the run game this year. And
Aaron Jones is overrated.
And he made all the throws. He didn't turn the ball over. He played probably the best football of his whole career this year. That's it.
Okay. Next.
Well, Dalvin Cook of the Minnesota Vikings, had a pretty outstanding year as a runner. 1,500 yards with 16 touchdowns, and he also added 360 yards and a receiving touchdown. The 361 was receiving yards. Played on a team that offensively, took a while to get going, but he was the solid guy for pretty much the whole season.
All right.
He should win.
Next.
You'd be an awful lawyer.
God, that fucking hurt. So up next we have Josh Allen. Josh Allen, at very minimum, was, I think, the most improved player this year. But I think he deserves to win MVP. This kid came out, threw for 4,500 yards, threw for 37 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, and unlike most quarterbacks, is actually a weapon. Threat to run with his legs, will pick up those downs. Beautiful ball placement, has awesome weapon. Number 1 now with Stephon Diggs.
You talk about Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, by the way. You said everything you said, so thank you.
Your time's up.
I thought he was going to say beautiful
Not you.
balls.
His time's up.
Okay. Josh Allen is a threat to make a play every time the ball touches his hands, whether it's hucking a ball 40 yards down the field for a touchdown or whether it's taking off for 40 yards and bullying somebody out of the way to score the touchdown. This kid can do it all. And he puts the team on his back time after time. So, Josh Allen.
Kendall?
Okay, Derrick Henry, deserving of MVP, rushed for over 2,000 yards, joining only 7 other running backs to that. Averaged 5.4 yards a carry and scored 17 touchdowns on the ground. In the football, the way it's played now, most of it's done over the air. A lot of passing, not a lot of run heavy. So kind of a throwback to see a lot of successful running on the ground. And it's a huge part of their offense. They run the ball effectively, allowing them to play action pass, and led them to the playoffs. They won the division in the South. They did not win, but kind of a throwback to hard-nosed football, and should not be overlooked.
All right. I have one question. Kyle.
Yeah.
If you had to rank all the wide receivers in the NFL, give me a ballpark number. Where would you put Devontae Adams? Where would you put Stephon Diggs?
Devontae Adams 1, Stephon Diggs 4.
All right. I give based off of argument's sake, I give it to Josh Allen.
Congrats, Josh.
Even though we know you probably won't win, it'll probably be
Aaron Rodgers is by far one of the best quarterbacks the NFL's ever seen, but when you're playing with the number one wide receiver, especially in your own argument, takes away from it a little bit. Plus, Matt just gave a better argument.
You think Diggs is number 4 in the NFL?
Off of this year, yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I think Diggs showed that he's better than Thielen this year.
I
He
do
was
too.
better than Julio Jones this year.
He's not better than Julio Jones.
I think
Statistically, this year he was.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're gonna be one of those NFL 100 assholes, that goes based off of this year. I mean, this year, if you go off of the NFL 100, this year Ryan Fitzpatrick's a better quarterback than Matt Stafford. Ugh. There you go. That's your NFL 100. That's what NFL fans base their entire knowledge off of. So take that.
Fair. What are we doing next?
Offensive Player of the Year, but I got to take one of the names out of the hat.
All right.
Because if I pick Josh Allen to win the MVP, I can't have him in the Offensive Player of the Year.
Somebody can win both, can't they?
I don't think you can.
I don't even know.
it'd be more fun if it didn't.
I think you can. It just doesn't generally happen.
Right.
'Cause I think the year Peterson won MVP, he was also Offensive Player of the Year.
Maybe it's weird,
No, I
because-
think
But
it
it's
was.
rare.
I think
Peterson's to win MVP.
just.
All right, who's going
Patrick
first?
Peterson?
I'll take it.
Dalvin Cook. Who's next?
I'll take it.
Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Derrick Henry.
Nice.
Damn.
Devontae Adams.
Well,
We'll give you guys a couple minutes to look up stats.
I feel like I just broke my fucking knee. I didn't, but feels
From
like
sitting?
I just.
I don't know if anabolics is the way to go if you're breaking your knee while sitting. Jenny Craig never did that for you.
That's true. Gotta love good old Jenny Craig.
Yeah.
Do you?
Good
I
gal.
don't think so. The hell was that?
well, listen. What can't you say about Dalvin Cook?
That you haven't already said.
You know, he did miss a couple games, but again, I mean, he did have.
I like how you left that out for the MVP argument, but you're
I
putting it in for the Offensive Player of the Year.
Didn't
argument.
read it before. But no, I mean, you know, was a Pro Bowler, 1,500 yards on the ground, 16 touchdowns. We said it, 44 receptions, 361 receiving yards with a touchdown. I think he only had. I just had the. Oh, never mind. Shouldn't read that. But I mean, Cook was to me the best player on the field for the Vikings this year. If he wasn't playing well, which wasn't often, the Vikings couldn't move the ball. I think without him this season, they were maybe. Where did they finish record wise?
Who?
6 and 10.
Yeah.
All right, so without Cook, they're a 3-4 win team. I think he put them in games and was the reason why they won games.
All right. Next.
So, Alvin Kamara, unfortunately, was frequently the only weapon on the field for the Saints for a good portion of this year. Michael Thomas being out after throwing a hissy fit, and then just whatever he did to his ankle.
Knocking out Gardner Johnson.
That too. Alvin Kamara rushed for an average of 5 yards a run, For whatever reason, I'm having a very hard time finding what his receiving stats were this year. But also rushed for how many touchdowns? 17. 17 touchdowns on the year. It's
6 in one game.
6 in one game.
Thank you, championship.
Alvin Kamara had
Retiring,
to
by the way.
put that team on its back. There was no Drew Brees for a long time.
Can you say it the right way, please?
Drew Brees?
No. What are you doing? What do you put the team on?
Put the team on his back, though?
All right, moving on.
I don't know what the right way is, Kendall.
It was the Greg Jennings.
Oh.
Put the team on his
Back, though. There's nobody out there that's really helping him if Michael Thomas and Drew Brees aren't on the field.
You can't just do that now.
I mean, you got Jared Cook, who fumbles the ball every other time he touches it. Fuck Jared Cook. Alvin Kamara was the offense for that team for a good portion of this season, and that's why I think he deserves to win Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay, Derrick Henry, aforementioned 2,000-yard rusher, 17 touchdowns on the ground. So basically, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 6 games that he didn't rush for over 100 yards. That is a huge impact. Tiring out defenses, leading the setup for the play action pass. The Titans, they put together some really good games thanks to Derrick Henry. Like I said, AFC South champs. Not deserving of MVP. He's mostly deserving for Offensive Player of the Year. Thank you.
Can I chime in because I found his Alvin Kamara's receiving stats?
Sure, I'll allow it.
He caught 83 balls for 756 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Then we got Devontae Adams, who missed 3 weeks this year. 3. He caught 115 passes for 1,374 yards and 18 touchdowns.
How many yards?
1,374. And 18 touchdowns. Yes, being the weapon in Green Bay helped him, but also he saw a lot of double and triple coverage and still made it work. When Rodgers needed to throw a touchdown on the 1 yard line, he was the guy. He always found a way to be open. I don't think the Packers would be the same team without him.
Red zone touchdowns were force fed.
Probably, but whatever.
No, they were.
Still caught him. But Devontae Adams being who he is, always being double teamed and triple teamed, him having those amount of numbers is just insane.
All right.
Does that finish your argument?
Yeah.
Mass, where do you rank Aaron Rodgers, 1 through 32 as a starting quarterback in the NFL?
3.
3? Mock?
Rodgers right now starting?
Yeah.
3.
Kyle?
Probably in the top 2.
Kendall?
I guess 1.
All right. I give the award to Derrick Henry because Ryan Tannehill sucks. And if Derrick Henry wasn't there, they wouldn't be a playoff team. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers makes players better. And he could do that without Devontae Adams. They might not be the number 1 seed in the NFC, but they're still a playoff team because they have Aaron Rodgers. So I give it to Derrick Henry.
Okay. Up next, we have
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yep, that's how I rip them.
All right. Very good.
Who's up?
I think it's Massey up for the first
Yes,
one
sir.
here.
All right, Massey, Patrick Queen.
Okay.
Kendall?
Yep.
Antoine Winfield Jr. Mock?
Oh, Kyle.
Kyle, Chase Young.
Damn.
Mock? Justin Chin.
Oh, damn. You know what sucks? I only put his name on the list because I saw it online. I don't even know who he is.
Play for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really good start for his argument.
Oh, my God. Hold on. I got to... Just real quick, because I typed his name in here. This is what came up on my Google search as I was looking for some numbers. Kendall's really going to get a kick out of this. That's just terrible.
Oh, this thing you said in the code here?
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
So that's what I got. That guy should win.
That's a good Google search right there.
Well, that's not what I thought he was going to look like.
Well, I can tell you that it's not.
I like that. Well, I could tell you, it's not.
All right, so they're looking up their defensive rookies of the year.
I got you when you're ready.
I know there's a lot of people that think this award's already won based off of a name, but I'm willing to listen to arguments because I'm not so convinced.
On any of these players?
No. I'm not convinced that it's just a guaranteed one person.
Oh, okay. So up first, we had Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen is rookie for the Baltimore Ravens. Started all 16 games for them, had 106 total tackles, 66 solo tackles, and 40 assisted tackles. He racked up 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and 2 fumble returns. He also had 2 passes defended on the year. Kid was a force in the middle. He laid some hard hits on running backs that came through the holes this year. Just absolutely. I think he knocked one of the Bengals running backs out of the game when they played.
Probably Joe Mixon. Guy can't stay on the field.
That's true. Kid is looking just like he was worth the first round pick the Ravens spent on him. He's going to be a force in the middle for years to come.
Kendall?
Antoine Winfield, free safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Stats on the year, 94 combined tackles, 64 solo, and 3 sacks from the free safety position, along with 1 pick, forced 2 fumbles, and had 6 passes defended. A lot of times safeties can be overlooked, but he had 2 really monster games, recording 11 tackles in a game and 12 versus Minnesota. Son of Antoine Winfield, who played in the late 90s into the early 2000s. And I think it's kind of like a mirror type of player and type of player we anticipate him to become. That is my selection.
Kyle?
Chase Young, he had 7.5 sacks. They had started doubling him towards the end of the year because he got a lot of pressure on the quarterback. He only had 32 tackles. But when it comes to the wins and losses, when they won, he was the major fact. He was the major reason on the defensive side. He had 8 more tackles and 2 more sacks during those wins, and 3 forced fumbles. When he was on, the Washington football team won. Well, I think without him, they don't get as much pressure, and I think the defense is not the same defense without him.
Jeremy Chin, outside linebacker for the Carolina Panthers.
Poet.
This year, 116 total tackles, 67 solo, 1 sack, 5 passes defended, and an interception. Forced 2 fumbles, recovered for touchdowns. Also had 2 rushing attempts for 29 yards. The Panthers defense was kind of rebuilding. He was a pretty good focal point in there. I think he's a guy that can build around and had a pretty good rookie campaign.
All right. Based off argument's sake, a lot of intrigue here.
What you thinking about?
I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just, for me, I mean, this is a biased thing.
Yeah.
But based off me, I want my defensive rookie of the year to be impactful in every situation imaginable, as much as humanly possible. I give it to Patrick Queen.
Okay.
I think that Chase Young is going to be the better defender when the time comes. And I think that additional pass rush will help. But because of that, him not having that, I mean, Patrick Queen played outstanding football. Yeah, on a better defense, but those aren't, basic rookie numbers. 100 tackles, I mean, you figure the only other person I think that was really considered to win that award would be Chase Young. He finished within 4 sacks of him. Pass deflections, interceptions, fumble recoveries, forced fumbles. I mean, anything that could be done on the defensive side of the football, he did it. He has a number in every statistical category. I think it's Patrick Queen.
All right. What category do we have up next?
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Mark.
No, this will be
Kendall's
Kendall
turn
first.
to go first.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Kendall can still make his argument first. I'm just going Mark first. Dalvin Cook.
Huh?
I was just kidding.
I was gonna say.
Mark Justin Herbert. Massey James Robinson.
Okay.
Kendall Justin Jefferson. And Kyle Ben Simmons.
All right.
And you guys are just like a fucking dumb crowd tonight.
You know
No
what's
one's laughing
funny?
at anything.
Kendall,
Kyle, you have Jonathan Taylor.
my page was loaded. And I didn't register what you said. That was funny.
I got a good chuckle out of it.
Kyle, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, cool. Cool, homie. Homie G.
Homie G.
Homie forgot.
Reed?
All right, we ready to begin?
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm pitching for Justin Jefferson for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
You're not an agent.
Oh, I'm sorry. Man, I have my own speech prepared.
You can still give it, but just don't be an agent.
I got to be an agent. All right, so basically drafted by the Vikings after the departure of Stephon Diggs. You could say there was big shoes to fill there if you want.
I would like to.
Made a pretty big impact.
You had a better year than Adam Thielen, I would say so.
88 receptions on 125 targets for 1,400 yards on the dot, which was very interesting. 7 touchdowns. And basically, everyone knew that the Diggs-Thielen combo, I guess we knew there was going to be a drop-off, but it wasn't as much as anticipated. You know, the Vikings were in a lot of games, but no thanks to Kirk Cousins. He really did the Vikings no favors this year. But Jefferson was impactful on offense, played full season, and every game had at least 3 receptions. That's what I got for you.
All right. What was his yards?
1,400.
Thank you.
Kyle.
All right. So Jonathan Taylor started the year off very slow. He even got his job replaced by Nyheim Hines. But since the game against the Green Bay Packers, he started getting more and more comfortable. And when it came to the Raider game, he blew up. He had 150 yards, and since that game, towards the end of the season, he ended up with 7 touchdowns and 11 for the year. He had 1,169 rushing yards, which was 3rd in the league. When it mattered most, Jonathan Taylor provided his input. Even in the playoff game, he played very well. He was breaking tackles. He didn't fumble. Like, that was the biggest thing coming out of college. Like, he fumbled a lot. He fixed that later on in the year. And he was the biggest reason why the Colts made that push up towards the end. They were able to rely on him, and he was able to really form himself as the lead back.
Quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert, had a really good rookie campaign for a guy that wasn't really even supposed to play this year. Got put in on a freak, injury by Tyrod Taylor, but he came in week 2, finished. I mean, the record wasn't there at 6-9, but finished 66.6% of his passes, 4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns to 10 picks.
Sorry, read those touchdown interceptions again.
31 touchdowns to 10 picks.
Okay,
And
thank you.
to help that, I believe he holds the rookie record for touchdowns.
I think so. But I mean, again, he's a guy that was not supposed to play this year, but kind of got thrown in and just outright earned the job. Their record doesn't reflect the season he had, but I think if Taylor stayed in, they were a 3-win team. Herbert, I think, is going to be good for them for a long time.
Yes?
All right. So, what can you say about James Robinson,
Here comes the toast.
running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kyle, where did he go to school?
No idea.
Tulane.
That's so weird. I was gonna say that.
That's a school that he would go to.
No, he went to Illinois State.
It's in Tulane. It's a sister school.
This kid was undrafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a team that has the number 1 overall pick in the draft because of how terrible they are. And yet this kid was the lone bright spot on the offense.
They're not that bad. Their quarterback plays that bad. Sorry.
The hype for Gardner Minshew was out the window. I don't even remember who came in to replace him.
Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon. I forgot about that.
There was somebody before him.
Yeah. There was no offense.
Oh, Jake Lutton.
Except for James Robinson. James Robinson rushed for 1,070 yards for an average of 4.5 yards a carry and 7 touchdowns on the year in only 14 games. Also caught 49 passes for 344 yards and 3 touchdowns, finishing with 10 total on the year. This is a kid that nobody had any expectations for and ended up probably cementing himself as a star running back in the league. The kid has all the moves in the world. He has great hands. And if he has a good quarterback, Jaguars will be scary.
Man, I really thought he was going to say his great wiggle. That's what I thought he was going to say.
I make one more statement that I didn't say earlier.
Just to everybody else.
That I was the last one.
Go ahead.
So in that Week 17 game, when it mattered most and the Jaguars needed to win, Taylor rushed for 253 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think he had a receiving touchdown too.
He's a Colt, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Jaguar.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, you did.
You just did.
You said when the Jaguars needed to win.
Yeah, you did.
You just
I
did.
was
Because the minute you said it, I was like, the Jaguars were definitely trying to lose.
I don't know if I said that, but whatever.
You
You
did,
did.
1,000%.
Not it, but you did. That's why I was like,
It doesn't
what?
matter.
I mean, the winner is Justin Jefferson. You know, I'll give some bias to the argument, but it's Justin Jefferson.
Give some bias to the argument.
He's probably the best rookie receiver we've seen in our lifetime.
That's it.
So I don't have to say anything else.
Okay.
All right. Defensive Player of the Year. Souls is first?
Yes.
Souls?
Please don't give him TJ Watt.
Please give him TJ Watt. Please give me Aaron Donald.
Ooh, Derek Watt.
Kyle, Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, that's the one I wanted him to get.
Kyle, that's the one you're allowed to say does not deserve for.
He's not going to win.
Mock, Myles Garrett. Massey, Aaron Donald. And Kendall Xavier Howard.
Sweet.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take the guy that deserves this the least out of the mix, and that's Myles Garrett, and give it to TJ Watt. Mock, you got TJ Watt.
Oh.
You can all you want. I'm not letting.
No, I already typed it.
I'm not leaving TJ Watt out of this mix. Actually, actually, you know what? Hold on.
What you got?
Mock, you're doing Myles Garrett. I'm taking Aaron Donald out of the mix
Why?
because he doesn't deserve it.
I'm going to fight you.
Go ahead, but he doesn't deserve it this
Why?
year. Because he wasn't the same Aaron Donald that's been years past. Every single Rams person has been hyping up what Jalen Ramsey has done all year long. Jalen Ramsey's
He's the new toy.
but he's not the new toy. You've had him for over a year. This is his second season as a Ram,
It's his first full season.
but it's his second season as a Ram. Jalen Ramsey has been the highlighted member of the Rams defense all season long by NFL commentators, NFL analysis, NFL Network, CBS, Fox,
giving me TJ
NBC.
Watt?
You're getting TJ Watt.
All right. Well, we're going to give this a go.
He goes, all right.
Kyle, you
So
can say he
Jalen
doesn't
Ramsey
deserve
had-
it. It's fine.
What?
You can say he just doesn't deserve it and move on if you want.
I'm going to put my argument in.
Do you
Jalen
have one?
Ramsey this year had 10 pass deflections, no interceptions, and only like 30-something. Hold on. Let me look that up.
Like you got it right. 30-something.
Well, he had 1 interception apparently, but it didn't say that. He had 1 interception and a handful of tackles and 10 pass deflections. What that means is that nobody threw his way, or he was holding them, which he does very often. You know what? Fuck him. He's overrated. Go ahead.
Myles Garrett, edge rusher for the Cleveland Browns. Finished this season with 2 pass deflections, 4 forced fumbles. Jeez. Recovered 2 of them. Had 12 sacks, 48 total tackles, 33 solo, 10 tackles for a loss, and 18 quarterback hits.
And the meanest edge rusher chase down of McCall Hardman anyone's ever seen.
Yes.
But I think Myles Garrett had a pretty good year. Since he come out, he's been good. But I think we're seeing him start to kind of move into that next level. I think he's good.
Is he like moving to a duplex or?
Yeah. He just bought a multifamily. He's renovating.
Yeah, your argument was better than mine.
Are you comparing him to your brother-in-law?
No, but Kendall said duplex, so I just ran with it.
I'm having
Super confused.
I'm getting very annoyed at Pro Football Reference because they're not giving totals at the bottom like they're supposed to.
67, just guess.
He had a lot of tackles and a lot of sacks.
So TJ Watt. What can you say about TJ Watt?
He's the next J.J. One-hit wonder.
False.
He's only good against the Steelers.
TJ Watt?
Yeah.
Okay. TJ Watt, 43 solo tackles, 10 assisted tackles, 15 sacks, which led the league. 2 forced fumbles and 1 interception. 7 pass defended, 13 stuffs.
13 stuffs?
Like stuffed behind the line of scrimmage.
I didn't know what that meant.
I think tackles for loss would be acceptable.
Like Stuff Magazine?
Yes.
Stuffed crust.
Name a restaurant you can get stuffed crust pizza from.
Pizza Hut.
No, like you can get it from.
I can't.
When's the last time you had Pizza Hut?
Never. They don't exist
Not-
in Connecticut anymore.
That's not
No,
true.
it
There's
is
one
not
in
true.
Waterbury.
It's
there
orange.
really?
Yeah.
Is it not closed?
I would say probably 2005.
Yeah, so you can't say stuffed crust pizza because you haven't had it. I had stuffed
Oh.
crust. I had stuffed crust pizza on Tuesday last week.
From
I have 15 years
Pizza
it's
Hut.
been, but the memory still holds strong.
Now I'm hungry.
TJ Watt led the league in sacks, and I mean, he's a very good defender. I will not take anything away from him. I think if Aaron Donald wasn't in the league, you could make an argument for him being the best defensive player in the league. TJ Watt is young. Kyle, what year did he get drafted?
3 years ago.
Okay, so he's 3 years in the league, and he's already as good as JJ. So,
I'm just the person voting. I'm just the person casting the winner, so I can't be biased. So,
I think with a little bit more talent.
how are you gonna say he's as good as JJ?
I'm trying to make a case. I didn't say.
Yeah, JJ's already got what? 4? How many Defensive Player of the Years does JJ
3.
have?
3.
All right, yeah.
He's trying to
How
make
many sacks does JJ have in the career?
A lot.
He's as good as JJ, right?
I'm trying.
He's
to
as
make-
good, but he's as good as JJ.
I don't believe in anything.
So,
that-
like, if Lawrence Taylor Jr. came in the league and did the same thing TJ
Hold
Watt
up.
did, he'd be as good as Lawrence Taylor, right?
Mets GM Jared Porter acknowledges sending unsolicited.
I don't give a fuck about the shit Mets that have all injuries and are going to finish 3rd in the NL East.
He
What
said-
I'm talking about right now is you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me, I will agree 1,000% with you that I don't even care what Kendall has to say about Xavier Howard. TJ Watt is Defensive Player of the Year this year. There's no doubt about it. But you're going to sit here and tell me that TJ Watt is as good as JJ Watt in his prime right now?
I didn't say in his prime.
You said he's as good as okay. So what you're gonna say is as good as JJ Watt right now?
Yeah.
So he's as good as a washed-up JJ Watt. So what does that say about? I would like to shoot a lot of morphine right now.
He's better than JJ Watt right now.
Oh, cool.
Kendall,
Back
go
in
ahead
the
on Xavier
argument,
Howard.
don't be a dick.
All right, Xavier Howard, cornerback, Miami Dolphins.
JJ Watt might be the best edge rusher in NFL history, and if he'd stayed healthy, probably hands down would have been the best edge rusher. This is ridiculous.
Quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
And
Played
AJ
full
Hawk
season.
was fucking better than Jack Lambert.
Just
Led throwing things out there.
Led in 2 defensive categories, in interceptions with 10 and pass defenses with 20. Had 40 solo tackles on 51 combined. Had a very good year in the secondary for the Dolphins. Was a force to be reckoned with. Kind of a guy, kind of came out of nowhere off a lot of people's radar. He's been injured in the past, but he was very impactful for the Dolphins, who had a pretty good defense this year, and some love from the cornerback position.
TJ Watt. Mark, you up? Right?
What?
You're up next?
Yeah.
Kyle went first last time, right?
Yes.
All right, Coach of the Year. Who put that? All right, Ron Rivera. Mass.
Yeah.
Sean McDermott.
Okay.
Kendall. Kevin Stefanski.
Nice.
And Kyle. Brian Flores.
So
Quick PSA from... Well,
no, go
I
ahead.
thought everyone was looking up stats and stuff. If you're ready to go, go. That's
I'd
fine
like to
with me.
hear the PSA.
The PSA is Sean McVay is a terrible head coach.
You're not wrong. Continue on.
So Ron Rivera
Like Matt Nagy bad.
dealt with an odd season this year. You know, he had the cancer diagnosis, was dealing with treatments during the season.
I feel bad for him. You know what happens when coaches get cancer?
But
they become terrible defensive coordinators. Just ask Chuck Pagano.
Jesus Christ.
There's no Jesus Christ in it. God had nothing to do with it. Science.
But I mean, you know, Rivera was having like treatments during like half times, and although
Super Bowl champ.
although the division was bad, still led a team to the playoffs.
A lot of quarterback shit.
Yeah, with that's where I was going to go next. You know, that he came in saying, "Hey, we have young Dwayne Haskins. That's our guy." That didn't pan out.
I don't think Dwayne Haskins ever his guy.
But I mean, you know, he came in and was gonna let
He's
him
willing
go.
to give him a shot.
Yeah.
That didn't pan out. He wanted Kyle Allen, who unfortunately got hurt. Alex Smith, you know, so they kind of had the carousel there, and they were able to put together a playoff team. So, you know, yes, the division was
What
bad.
was the kid's name that played?
Taylor Heineke.
Was it Taylor or Tyler?
Tyler.
I'm not shitting you. I'm just asking.
But so then even that, he had to go into a playoff game with, you know, a quarterback that
Fourth string quarterback.
hasn't played. The record doesn't show it, but Rivera, I think this year proved, you know, he's a very good NFL coach.
Yes?
So, Sean McDermott.
What can we say about Sean McDermott?
Over the last couple of years, Sean has taken an ailing Buffalo Bills franchise that was not doing anything really. I think the last good coach that they had, Coach Jim Kelly. It's been a while.
Mike Ditka.
Jim
It doesn't mean the
Fossil,
guy that coached J.P. Lawson was bad. J.P. Lawson was just bad.
Wade Phillips was okay.
He was
sir.
bad for keeping J.P. Loffman in.
He tried.
He didn't. He kept J.P. Loffman in.
Sean McDermott was questioned as a hire by many when he first went to the Buffalo Bills and has since turned that franchise around. They're going to the AFC championship game and has been instrumental in turning Josh Allen into a possible MVP candidate quarterback. Sean McDermott has helped draft very well, gotten great bargains in free agency, and has built a team really from the bottom up just by grabbing bargain bin players and turning them into Pro Bowl players. A lot of this can be found on the trenches. I cannot remember their center's name. I want to say it's Ryan Kelly, but I don't.
Richie Incognito.
Ryan Kelly played for the Colts.
I was just about to say, I know it's not Ryan Kelly, but
and he's actually pretty good.
he is.
Kelly Ryan, for argument's sake.
Defensive line also has a couple of those standout names, but unfortunately, I don't follow the Bills enough that I can remember them off the top of my head.
Jerry Hughes.
I mean, this team has seen a complete 180 in the 4 years under his coaching reign. This year is the year, I think, the first in 17 years that they won a playoff game. Something like that.
Something like that.
It's been a while.
Have they missed the playoffs since he's been there?
No, they made the playoffs and lost to Houston last year, remember?
I remember that. And the year before that,
They
lost
did
to
not make it.
The year before that was when they lost to Jacksonville. That was like the 9-6.
They didn't make
game.
it last year.
Last year they did.
Yeah,
They made it, this is the third year in a row they made it.
I think so. I thought that, and then the year before that, didn't they make it with Fitzpatrick?
They've been one and done. No,
Yeah,
they
no.
made it with EJ Manuel.
Oh, that's right.
That was the year that was the year they thanked
Yeah.
the Bengals. Was EJ Manuel.
Yep, that's true.
Last year was no.
Last year was the
Down.
loss to.
Last year they made it and lost. The year before, I don't think they made it. And then
And they drafted Josh Allen that year.
Yeah.
They made it with Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, but then the Tyler Taylor didn't make it the year after. And Josh,
EJ Manuel was the. I'm pretty sure EJ. Maybe it was the EJ Manuel Tyrod Taylor combo. So EJ Manuel started and Tyrod Taylor took over, but EJ Manuel was part of that team. Either way, that was the year they thanked Andy Dalton.
they lost
Yeah,
like
by-
6-3 in the playoffs.
Yeah. But McDermott just continues to make his team show improvements. You took a kid that nobody thought was going to be good out of Wisconsin that was inaccurate, but just had a strong arm. That was his only trait, and like I said, turned him into an MVP candidate.
Wait, hold on. What'd you say?
He went to Wisconsin, didn't he?
No, he did not.
Not Wisconsin. The other W, Wyoming.
There you go.
Sorry.
Washington.
Winfield.
I forgot Wisconsin.
Wichita State.
Sean McDermott has
Whack ass blowjob university.
Sean McDermott has made his team show improvement every single year since he's been there, and now he's possibly taken them to the Super Bowl. Sean McDermott.
Kendall is a real Bills fan, not a Steelers fan. Hopes that.
I like the Steelers and I like Buffalo.
Yeah, see, he likes both, which means he doesn't have a tie to one.
Well, the Steelers are my favorite.
No,
Buffalo.
you can't change it.
I'm
Everybody on the radio heard you say, I like the Steelers and I like Buffalo.
That's true.
I like the Chargers. I like the Bears. I like the Texans.
Kendall, get on with it.
Kendall doesn't like the Bears.
I do like the Bears.
He doesn't. He just hates Green Bay. That's why it appeases me.
Kevin Stefanski, coach of the Cleveland Browns, was able to kind of right the ship. Defense kind of coming into its own, thanks to, the namesake of Myles Garrett playing pretty well. Perhaps the best running duo in football, and Baker Mayfield having, I believe, his best season to date. The Browns finished 11-5, securing a wild card spot and winning a playoff game. Browns had pretty much a successful run against all the AFC teams they faced, and for a first-year coach to make immediate impact speaks a lot to Kevin Stefanski.
Souls?
Brian Flores took a 5-11 team that didn't deserve to be a 5-11 team the year before, and they played hard for him. This year, they added a couple pieces and Byron Jones. People saw the culture change in Miami and brought them to 10-6. Yes, they missed the playoffs, but in most years, that would have been enough to make it. What's most impressive by me was the way he handled the quarterback situation. Yes, I believe he took out Fitzpatrick early, but the games where he needed to relieve Fitzpatrick for Tua, he did, and they won those games, like the Oakland, Las Vegas Raider game. Fitzpatrick came in, threw that pass. They were able to take over that game. That team played extremely hard for him. And I think when it came down to the end, I think they just ran out of gas. And they didn't have Fitzpatrick at the end. That's it.
All right. I give it off argument's sake to Ron Rivera.
Okay. We got comeback player of the year, I'm assuming?
Comeback player of the year, and then we're going to rip through these fantasy ones really, really quick. Rip through this one quick, too. Who's up next? I feel really bad for
Mock.
2 of you. Really bad for 2 of you. Mock, you're up?
Sure.
AJ Green, you lose.
Yeah.
Mass,
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski, you lose.
Yep.
Kendall, Alex Smith, you win. And Kyle, Ben Roethlisberger. Kendall and Kyle, give me your arguments. I don't want you to look shit up. Just go.
All right, who do I have?
Alex Smith.
All right, Alex Smith. Obviously, we all know the horrible injury, the multiple surgeries. He battled back, was able to come back, and due to injury, but become a starter again. Won some games playing the same style of football they always did. That was successful in San Fran and Kansas City. It was enough to get them to the playoffs as the NFC East champs. But
Not saying much.
Fortunately, didn't win. But story alone, deservely a winner of comeback of the year.
Kyle.
Player of the year.
Kyle, Ben Roethlisberger. Comeback player of the year.
In earlier in the year, Ben Roethlisberger had the team 11-0. They looked the most dominant team in football. He played out of his mind in the beginning of the year. he slowed down a little bit, but when push came to shove, he kind of showed again why he had Ben Roethlisberger throwing the ball down the field. He brought them to the playoffs. Yeah, they lost, but his performance off the injury was a big deal.
All right, cool. Ben Roethlisberger wins because I think that category is statistic-based, not story-based. Unfortunately. Sorry, it is what it is. All right, Fantasy MVP, Massey. Dalvin Cook. Kendall. Alvin Kamara. Kyle. Aaron Rodgers. And... Mock Derrick Henry.
So Dalvin Cook.
Here's a guy.
Now here's a guy. Dalvin Cook signed a, some would say, lower end deal for his value at the beginning of the season, and then just exploded and showed why he was worth that money and well more. Kid was routinely ripping off 100-yard games and pulled a lot of people out in front of their fantasy football games very, very early on. Slowed down a little bit towards the end of the season, as most running backs do when you give them 10 billion carries. But Dalvin Cook was lighting it on fire for a long, long time this season.
Kendall?
I'm going to read you one stat. 22 attempts, 155 yards, 6 touchdowns. Basically, that's all you need to know. Kamara, that was a microcosm of the season he had. 16 touchdowns on the year. Was an absolute monster out of the backfield running and receiving. If he doesn't win, screw you.
Kyle.
In most leagues, Rodgers was between the 7th and 8th round pick. He was probably the probably like the 6th or 7th quarterback taken. And for every game but one, he put up 30-plus points. I know that because I had him.
You're too close to this.
Rodgers was a fantasy monster this year. All you need to know.
Mock.
Derrick Henry was pretty much on fire all year. He did have a couple of down games, but the yards were still there. It's just fantasy. If you don't score a touchdown, especially as a running back, probably wasn't a great day. He did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games where he was over 15 points, and looking quick, like 6 of those were over 20, and had 3 games over 40 points. He was just a monster all year. Probably led a lot of teams to fantasy championships.
All right, Alvin Kamara, MVP, scored the most points this year.
And won you fantasy football.
Has nothing to do with that. He just scored the
That
most.
too.
He just scored the most points.
Fantasy football sleepers.
Nope.
Did you lose track of all your paper?
Yep. Look at one name, and I will know where I'm at. Excuse me.
Yep.
Indeed.
Sorry.
No, not your fault.
Kendall, tell us why it's Mike Gesicki.
I'll tell you why. Because I wanted him like 12 times,
That's
and
what he
Pat
said.
doesn't trade.
Why did you want Gesicki?
I don't know.
Because he's a tight end.
Kendall, if we allow you to draft a team of all tight ends next year, will you do it?
I don't think how that benefits me whatsoever. But I take you up on that offer.
Kendall, you draft
It'll
the
be all
same
tight
team
ends.
every single year.
It'll be all tight ends and Julio Jones.
That's right. Because he's there at 8. But not this year. Until this year. It's going to happen.
You'll take him.
Yes, you will. You always take them. It's tradition.
I'll take him at 1. Make sure no one has the opportunity to get him.
Here, just give us all one of these names.
No, it's just nothing to do with that.
Oh.
All right, this one is going to be fantasy quarterback. Feel really bad for one of you if you get this. Who's up?
I am.
All right, Deshaun Watson, Kendall. Not even worth putting him in. Murray, Rodgers, and Josh Allen. Make it quick.
Go.
Aaron Rodgers, 48 touchdowns. He turned the ball over probably about 7 times all year. I don't think he really fumbled. But, he had 30 points in every game but one. He was a touchdown machine. That's it.
Josh Allen, on the whole season, had 3 games below 20 points. Other than that, he averaged at least 30. He was just a fantasy machine this year, adding, rushing yards at the quarterback position is pretty important for fantasy. It's a lot of extra points you wouldn't normally have, and Josh Allen has them in loads.
Deshaun Watson, 20 games, 13 games above 20 points, 4 of those being over 30 points. Unfortunately, because he had no defense, Deshaun was throwing the ball a lot and scoring a lot of touchdowns, even though it didn't matter because the other team always outscored them. But good news meant that he threw the ball more, scored more points.
Kyle, where are you getting your stats from?
What are you talking about?
His Aaron Rodgers' 30-point stats.
Oh, it's in my head. I'm not looking at it.
Okay, because he had 5 games under 30.
Whatever. I suck.
No, it's nothing to do with that. I was looking at the stats.
Okay.
Deshaun was the 5th most winningest quarterback for fantasy points in 2020. Passed for the most yards this season, so that'll get you a lot. Deshaun Watson.
Kendall?
According to Super
You lose.
Traditional.
We're going to go with
Damn.
Aaron Rodgers because despite his 4-point game against Tampa Bay, he consistently scored over 25 points a week from there on out, with the exception of his Detroit performance where he had 23 points. But he averaged over 30 points a game, and despite Josh Allen's dual threat capacity with the running and rushing touchdowns, Aaron Rodgers consistently threw a lot of touchdowns with no 1-touchdown performances this year. In fact, he had a no touchdown performance this year. 1. And, yeah. All right. And last but not least was waiver wire pickup of the year. Who's up?
Kendall.
Me.
Kendall, you have Justin Herbert. Who's up next?
Kyle.
Robert Tonian.
Mock.
Me.
Cole Beasley.
Gross.
And Massey. You have Miami's defense.
Nice.
Okay.
The only one not picked was Mike Davis. Which, fuck you. He was good for like 5 minutes.
So Miami's defense.
Smells like Fritos.
Mike Davis was good for the first tenure of no Christian McCaffrey, not the second tenure.
So Miami's defense. What can you say about that secondary? Now, here's
go
a
look
team.
Go look at Kyle's team.
Kyle
I
have
haven't.
Miami's defense?
I did.
Yeah, pretty much all year.
So this defense routinely put up insane numbers. I think that they were the only team to have an interception every single game.
They put up over 10 points from week 5 on.
And that's extremely rare for a defense. Miami was a tough out all season long, and when you needed those extra points, that defense was going to get it for you.
Kendall?
Justin Herbert, according to Very Bare Bones Fantasy points, 332.8 the way they score it. Had 8 games over 300 yards, throwing for 31 touchdowns. A guy who wasn't even expecting to play. If you had the opportunity to pick him up and use him, he probably won you a couple games.
Kyle?
So when I first picked up Robert Tonian this year, he gave me 33 points. I don't know why I picked him up, but somebody got hurt. He had double-digit points 9 times this year, and from week 11 to week 15, he had double digits in every game. The only time he didn't do that was in a championship game because he's a fuckhead.
You didn't play him, though.
He was a consistent tight end for me. Scored a touchdown, I think, once in the last 5 weeks of the season.
Cole Beasley was pretty good in a Bills offense. I didn't really want him on this list. Had a different guy in mind.
What'd you think?
What?
Who'd you have?
Corey Davis. But anyway.
He gave me 3 zeros.
Was
Yeah.
he a waiver wire pickup?
Yeah, picked him up like week 7.
Hmm.
I had most of these.
But Cole Beasley, I mean, he was a very serviceable wide receiver. Especially in like that wide receiver 2 or even a flex spot. Had multiple double-digit games. Even few like blow 30-point games.
He's not in here.
No, I know. I didn't see these categories.
Oh, okay.
But Beasley, man, I lost my thought there. Well, you know what? When Beasley was at the Cowboys, he was effective. He went over to Buffalo. We didn't think it was going to be whatever, and he turned out to be a pretty big asset for that team and for fantasy managers who were lucky enough to pick him up.
I'm gonna do this off. Cole Beasley gets it, in my opinion, because he had 10 double-digit performances, including 4 performances of 25 points or more, with 2 of those being 30-plus point performances.
Way to be Cole Beasley.
Yep. I'm pretty much good for the waiver wire pickup of the year. Remember one year it was Alan Hearns.
2 years ago? 3?
I don't know. Fucking guy's dead now, so who cares?
Who does he play for now?
He's dead.
I don't think he's in
He
the league.
played for the Dolphins last.
He's dead. Who gives a shit?
I cut Justin Jefferson this year.
Where can they... what shows are on PPRN Radio Network?
Walk over, take a stab? All right, guess not. All right. Obviously, our show, Monday nights, 8-ish to whenever.
We're not
Flagship.
Peter's show, Wednesdays.
Peter Peno Show?
Peter Peno Show, 7:30
You
to
gonna say
10:30.
show names, or...
Sorry, I got confused for a moment. Joe Antonio's show, he does a show every day at noon during the week. There's a couple shows that Mike does. Best Shit You Never Heard. He does Tuesdays, Thursdays at 10:30, I believe. He's got a couple podcasts that are also on here. Friday Night Delight, which I believe he does with his wife. And Hell Fucking Yeah, another podcast. Coming to the network on January 28th. The Boo Show. One of the members on PPR, Peter Pino's show's panel.
It's cool, like a little icon.
Yeah. So it's going to be kind of like a pop culture, anything that he wants to talk about type show. So very exciting. And not announced yet. We don't know if he has a show title, but Peter will be doing another show during the week. But we don't know the name of that show yet. But great things coming.
Good
And
things.
24
Mark?
music.
Where can they find us?
Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure you use hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses. Whether it's drinking a crusty basement beer or getting sports with your friends.
Find us, subscribe, like, review, comment, all that on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Spotify.
Where you find internet and radio podcast show, you find us.
And as Paul mentioned, we are live on the PPRN Radio Network every Monday night from 8.
Somewhere between 8 and 8:30 to 11 and 11:30.
Starting anywhere between
Eight-ish
till
to
when we're
11.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also,
from TBD to TBD.
yeah, also this weekend, they're bringing back Mixtape Saturday again. They did it 2 weeks ago. Starting at 3 o'clock, 3 to 10, I believe. Bunch of DJs.
Yeah, download Live 365.
Yep.
Search PPRN. Playlists are good.
Make sure to look at the PPRN or the Live 365 app, the PPRN Radio Network, whatever, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff that you find GSWD on, because this Sunday we will be recording a interview excerpt with Connecticut Disc Golf Shop in Wallingford, Connecticut, who is recently announced a sponsorship with Black Hawk Brewing, our friends at Black Hawk Brewing. Also, February 13th, we'll be doing a remote show from Black Hawk Brewing's tap room, talking about all the cool stuff Black Hawk Brewing's got planned. A lot of cool stuff happening with Black Hawk Brewing, Connecticut Disc Golf, and Disc Golf in general with the podcast. And potential changes to be made. Just potential changes. We might move. We might move from the 3-hour segment. I'm not making any promises, but it could happen. Beer reviews. Kyle. Sorry, dentist. Does it rot your teeth?
I think you said Kendall.
I said dentist and Kyle. I mean, I might be buzzed, but I'm pretty sure I said dentist and Kyle. Did I?
did.
Oh, okay. All right, making
The
sure.
tangerine haze.
We got 2 water drinkers here, so I'm sure.
It was very tasty. It wasn't strong. It wasn't too hoppy.
Top 75 beers you've ever had?
I've only had like 42. So.
That's not true.
Well, if you've only had 42, it's definitely in your top 75.
Kendall?
Made me pee.
All right. Mock, how was your water?
Crisp.
More hydrogen or oxygen?
It's still more hydrogen, 2 parts to the 1 part.
All
So
right.
it's doing its thing.
Mass, how was your water?
Refreshing.
More hydrogen or more oxygen?
Definitely more oxygen.
Not water then.
Yeah, I don't think
Kendall?
that's not good.
HO2.
Started off
Dead.
with a Seagram's strawberry daiquiri. Drank that pretty quick. It's delicious. Recommend it. You probably have, a billion of them to puke. Then I had the Alma Gang Neon Lights Hazy Session IPA, 4.3%. Very easy drink.
Out of Cooperstown, New York.
Yes, nice grab. And Souls gave me a Tangerine Haze. It's good, 5.5%. Alvarium Beer Company. Now, I've never heard of them, but
Shut up.
How have you not heard of them?
I just have.
Alvarium is great.
Max, can you give me 2 other beers they make?
There is the...
And we're out of time. Thank you.
All right. And then I had from the American Solera Brewing Company out of North Haven, Connecticut, the Chet Pitcher Rocket, a chocolate stout, imperial stout, sorry, brew chocolate. Very delicious, kind of smooth. Chocolate was very subtle. I would imagine a milk chocolate is what they brewed it with because there was not much bitterness to it. I would give it 4.6 out of 5. Definitely would get again, despite the $26.99 price tag.
Yikes.
Yeah, pricey. But we also got it from a grocery store, so you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
As always, tune into everything on the PPRN Radio Network. All the shows were mentioned. Saturday mixtape. Saturday mixtape.
Yeah.
What was it called? I'm sorry.
Mixtape Saturday.
Yep. Mixtape Saturday. Dyslexic. Coming back. Live music. 24 hours, 7 days a week on the PPRN Radio Network. Make sure to tune into all that. You won't hear the same song twice. And as always, Getting Sports with Drunk live, 8:30ish to 11:30ish. A lot of cool stuff coming up with our friends at Black Hog Brewing, Connecticut Disc Golf Shop. Potentially looking to do some branch out stuff with some disc golf, some material and whatnot. Also coming in March is the monthly series of GSWD Olympics. Massey's not sure aware of that yet. I haven't discussed that with him.
Also, the dentist's birthday.
The dentist's birthday on the 30th. Nope, there's no 31st day in March, Kyle, because you weren't born yet. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming up. We're going to be discussing a lot of cool brews with Black Hog. Definitely make sure you tune in for that, especially if you're local to Connecticut. They do a lot of delivery services and whatnot. The guys over at Black Hog, I mean, all our friends are great, but the guys at Black Hog are really helping get it done at all levels to make sure people are enjoying Black Hog as much as possible during the pandemic, during disc golf, during sports, whatever your vice is. That they're making sure that you got beer during it.
And for that, we thank them.
And definitely thank them for a lot of that stuff. Black Hog is the shit. But we'll talk more about that next week. And until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mock.
Sheen Washable.
Nope.
The dentist.
The Mass Chris Massey.
And the Red Out of Red Baron.
Molar, 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 molar.
Yeah.